What is good, everyone? I know you're probably asking yourself, what the hell is the fantasy football show doing right now? Going, like, the season's over. Like, is he concussed? Does he not realize, like fantasy football? No, it's not over because we're talking about Dynasty fantasy football, and the season's never over when you're talking about Dynasty. Because realistically, just like Bill Belichick likes to say, we're on to the next team. We're on to 2026. So, welcome back to the Clubhouse, everyone. It is your boy, the Crooked Commish here. We're back at it again. I have the usual suspects in the house here, but we also have a newbie making his first appearance here. But of course, I have my co-host, the Mouth from the Bay. We have the Tilt Squad in the house here from the Tilt is Real podcast, fantasy podcast show. If you guys ever tilting on a certain player, I'm not sure, do I start this guy? This guy is a better matchup. And it's game day. It's coming down to it, coming down to the wire. You need an update on the actives, inactives. Check these guys out at the Tilt is Real fantasy podcast on YouTube. They will hook you up, answer any and all questions, no matter how long that chat list goes. These guys are like professionals without being professionals, because they just keep it professional. Go through the chat, answer any and all questions here, and don't mind helping out. And we love people like that. We love people like that just love to help out, love to talk football, just because they're just that type of person. Fun to do. The commish loves people like that. So that's why we wanted them back into the clubhouse here. Talk a little bit more fantasy football, especially dynasty-wise. Look into a little bit of this game that ended recently here. See if there's any decent prospects coming out of that draft. And then also take a look at our own personal favorite teams. Break them apart. Look at which guys are fantasy relevant and which guys may be kind of not draftable going on if you're starting a dynasty league this year, thinking about redrafts, or even thinking about guys that you may need to move on, trade for, get some draft capital, or possibly trade a vet to get some extra draft capital. Either way, that is what we're here for. That is what we're here to do. So with that all out of the way, and without further ado, let's go ahead and hit the intro and then bring in our guest.
Clubhouse network. Crash out, this a crash course, no lecture. Lay hack, keep a signal caller under pressure. Check the stats, finna up the score for the record. Chicago Clubhouse network. Crash out, this a crash course, no lecture. Lay hack, keep a signal caller under pressure. Check the stats, finna up the score for the record. Introducing first, he the crooked commish, making sure it's understood that he him. Next up, he the Mouth from the Bay, dynamic duo. Hit you with an ounce of that game, they make you bow face and salute the truth. Curve all the blinds, they blind the whoop-de-whoop. On the path to the bag, got that money and the power. They gon' ball every fantasy football hour. Got them sour, these hacks can't hack it. Meanwhile, they on point like a cactus. Want smoke and get smoked like some cat piss. If you can't be good, then maybe good at it. Ay, Chicago Clubhouse network. Crash out, this a crash course, no lecture. Lay hack, keep a signal caller under pressure. Check the stats, finna up the score for the record. Chicago Clubhouse network. Crash out, this a crash course, no lecture. Lay hack, keep a signal caller under pressure. Check the stats, finna up the score for the record.
Hopefully that was you guys at the end of the fantasy championship game, raising your arms up, celebrating another championship win. If it was, let us know in the chat. It's okay. Brag about it. Pat yourself on the back, because your teammates, your league mates, sure as hell ain't going to do that. If they're anything like my league mates, they don't even want to acknowledge any championships that you've won. So go ahead and do it yourself. Put in the chat. Let us know if you guys won your championship this year. So let's go ahead and get my co-host in here and my guest so we can go ahead and get this kicked off and talk some Dynasty fantasy football here. First off, we got to get the loudest guy in fantasy football. Doesn't matter which room you're in. Doesn't matter if you're on the East Coast or the West Coast. You'll hear him from Bay to Bay. That's why we call him the mouth from the Bay. Welcome to the Clubhouse.
What's up? Talking about them championships. We're just going to have to put this right here.
Oh, no. Yeah, we just lost them. We lost the champ. Sorry, we lost the champ.
It's okay because the champ's still here. The champ's still here. Woo! What does that say? Chicago Clubhouse record. Whoa, what does that say? Get the fuck out of here. All you people. To the big club, y'all need to do better next year. That's all I'm going to say. You got to do better. Because I came in first time off the street because I got to, obviously we got a show now all of a sudden. And the 14-game win streak, I gotta power to the people because not only did I win it, I won it off the good old crooked committers. Yeah, that's the best of all. Not only did I win, not only did I win the belt, not only did I win the motherfucking belt, I took it off this fucking grimy ass, the dead carcass that he was after it was done, and just took it from his ass because he tried to keep it.
Happened a lot of shenanigans.
Trying to keep it. It's like on top of it. 1 a 12-pack of beer on top of it. Oh, it's so good.
That was for a football team. That was the fucking bear. That wasn't for fantasy.
Okay, that's on top of that shit. Victory beer is victory beer. Victory beer is victory beer. Victory formation. Get out of here.
There's no sense in talking any kind of sense at your ass because
hey, no, I got no sense.
All right,
I got no sense.
Comment or otherwise. So
that's all good. I don't give a fuck.
The kids don't want to see us fighting like this, so let's go ahead and stop this. Save it for later.
Let's bring in the adults. I understand.
So let's go ahead and get in our.
Just gonna leave that right there Just gonna leave that right there.
That looks better than your ugly face, anyways. But
I'm just saying. Anyway. Just gonna leave that right there. Hold on.
Our guest of the night here from the Tilt is Real podcast. Let's bring in the face that you guys are familiar with. You've seen him here a few times here in the Clubhouse. Talked some fantasy football. He was on earlier this year, and he cooked up some good takes, and he did such a good job. Bring him back and cook up some more good takes. So, Chef, how you feeling?
Hey, what's up? You guys hear me all right?
Yes, absolutely.
Applause.
Give him a clap.
Oh, thanks, guys. What's going on, everybody? And welcome back. Glad to be back here at the Chicago Clubhouse Network.
Good to have you back.
I did not win a shiny belt. I mean, I keep my chef belt in the back. I don't want to know.
That's a whole nother level.
Like and subscribe, and you'll see the belts in the background all day long. What's up? Oh my God, Mouth! That was the best intro I have seen on a podcast.
Thank you.
Well deserved, my friend. You and I were rapping during the season, man. And I know you took some of my advice. I took some of your advice.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, my partner in crime is going to come on here in a second, but we have a league of record, and I think I took like second, like forever and ever, and he finally beat me. He beat me in the semifinals. Yeah, I got booted, man. I went from second to fourth, and then trickled down in my regular league. But I took second in my dynasty.
It's not what you beat. It's who you beat sometimes. It's who you beat sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and beating the good match for this baby.
You get some bad luck. It's just what it is, And like people get injured in the last moment. Dynasty is a little bit.
Yeah, my dynasty fucking died on me.
I
almost pulled the same shit.
We start looking at dynasty players. It is dynasty season. If you're listening to this show, you obviously have some interest in dynasty fantasy football, or you're listening to this for the first time and realize, hey, dynasty exists. It's out there. I've heard of it. I need to give it a try. Like, this is where you can jump in and really, really have some fun in the offseason and become a fantasy manager. So I always like to approach Dynasty fantasy football for the people that are listening for the first time, just like that.
Yeah, it really is. This was our first year, the Mouse and I first year doing Dynasty. We've always done redrafts, kind of, and then gradually start doing keepers, and then eventually kind of like took the plunge and did find Dynasty. He got to the championship game. We both made the playoffs. He got to the championship league in that one. Fell a little bit short.
My team died. My team died in the championship game, bro. That was a heartfelt thing. Like I lost Lamar, I lost George Kittle, I lost like half my team was in the IR in that championship game, and that was like the top, I think 2 or 3 of scoring like the whole year.
Good question.
And the guy that I got in the Super Bowl, me and him had gone 1-1, and I already knew I had to score like 400 points to beat him. And it's just my team just ran out of gas. My team just ran out of gas. Like, it was hard. It was hard to see to get it that far, to put all that work. I was on my birthday proposing to my girlfriend at the time. On my fantasy draft for my dynasty, like doing that shit like in the bathroom. My girl's over there yelling at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm drafting right now," and she's like, "Get off your goddamn phone!" And then I told her how much the draft was about, like if I won, and she was like, "All right, go back to what the fuck you're doing." This is before I proposed to her. This is before I proposed to her. Like it was just my birthday weekend in California. She didn't know that I was proposing to her on my birthday when I was doing that shit. So. Man, that weekend was wild for me. I had a freaking crazy, like May 10th that whole weekend was insane for me because I'm over there trying to make sure my birthday's good, make sure I have everything set up for the dinner for my girl so I can propose to her on top of it. In the middle of all that shit, I'm doing a dynasty draft.
So, I got my story too, but I want to bring in my partner in crime, Mr. FF, one of a kind himself. Yo,
welcome to the show,
my
Juan.
guy. What's up, dude?
Welcome.
Yo, pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. I always say the line when we do our show, any day you get to talk about fantasy football is a great day. But my first day in the clubhouse, I'm in the clubhouse. I feel good about being in the clubhouse. Like I'm honored to be here. I'm very thankful to the commish because he always fills in when my lazy ass can't get to the show or when Mr. Swanson's MIA. He's a man of mystery and he's usually got these adventures and things and he's not around, and commish always steps up and comes in to help us. And we started to help one person. He's one of those people and now he helps us. And the whole thing, the whole dynasty thing, what you guys are talking about right now it's a community and it's a year-round thing. It's a brotherhood. You don't stop talking about football. You make trades throughout the offseason. You have offseason like rookie drafts. Now we're going to talk about these youngins and the national championship game. It gives you a reason to follow college. Like so much came from Dynasty when we made the transition, and I'm glad you, Commish, did it. I'm glad to meet you. You're a multitasker. I can tell with that story right there with your lady. So I'm glad this relationship is starting right here. Look forward to talking more with you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you. The intro's fire, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. We'll have to get you in touch if you guys ever want to do an intro. But if not, either way, if we do another show together, I'm sure you'll run into the guy that made that, Bogey. He's been at the clubhouse a few times talking fantasy. I think
Bogey from Gen Wealth. Shout out to Bogey and Gen Wealth. That's a brother right there. That's a former friend. Absolutely faithful with me. I'm my Niner kick, and he's from the Bay, and he lived in San Jose. He's actually from the neighborhood that I fucking grew up into, or not from, but he's been in the neighborhood, lived in there. So it's a small world. But I mean, absolutely, that's I love the whole brotherhood of everybody jumping on each other's stuff and everybody getting the mix. And I gotta give you guys a shout out because I think Commish is the one that found you guys first, got him to even think about doing his own show. So I mean, this show wouldn't even started if Commish would have found you guys and you guys put them on and big things came after, and it's much appreciated to y'all for doing your thing.
I remember his first show.
The big tree sprouted out some little sproutlings over here. You know what I mean? So now it's all good to go around circle.
It is. It's a great thing when you see that, and like Juan, helping out one person any way you can to be better in life. That's part of being a human being, regardless. But yeah, Crooked Man, you were lucky. You got to see us make our mistakes on camera for the first time. Like, and everything happened so fast.
So am I.
It was back in what, 2021, Juan?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
2020?
Yeah.
It was the
That sounds
2021
about right.
season.
Yeah.
And right when COVID hit, and we're sitting there like just rapping on the porch about football. I said, yo, man, we got to record this, man. I was like, it's so real. It's got such emotion and so much conviction behind what we're saying. And because we put in the time, we put in the work, we look at the stats, we think about other predicaments that people don't think about. Like, oh, well, this guy was arguing with the coach all week in practice, man. He was not doing his job, and I don't think he's going to get that much playing time. And sure enough, the guy goes from like a 30% snap, 80% snap share into like a 70% snap share overnight, and it affects his fantasy value.
Yeah.
Even though
it's the little things that you got to look into.
That's the little things. Those little things you got to pay attention to. That goes from, like you said, from a championship to the 4th place. It really does.
Yeah, and it's even happening now. Like I wake up every day and I'm like, oh wait, is there some news? Can I listen to some news? Can I see some news?
Right.
And that's where it starts. It starts now. Like I was talking about earlier, like Dynasty football season starts as soon as the playoffs start. The NFL
Commish learned that last year.
The college
learned
football,
that last year.
The CFPB or the CFB, the college football playoff is over.
What did you think of that game? Like, what do you think Mendoza is? I know the running back from Notre Dame, Love, is the projected to be fantasy wise the number one going off the board. But someone that needs a QB in a fantasy draft, how does a prospect like Mendoza look to you in your opinion? Like translating into the NFL?
It all depends. I think he's going to translate. He's going to be. Okay. I don't want to say like a Tyler Shuck or.
He could be better than Shuck.
Yeah, he could.
Honestly think that's
very well good.
Depends on what Oakland does.
Could be a Brock Purdy.
Kellen Winslow had Shuck, so I mean Shuck had Kellen Winslow. That helped.
We've seen better college prospects like Tua Tagovailoa. No offense, Juan.
No, not taking.
Come out of Alabama and all big and glorious, and then they get to the NFL and they can't hang. It never matters. It has to be a perfect fit.
There it is. That's the biggest thing.
Love.
Where does he go?
The Raiders are probably. I mean, the Raiders are probably taking him. So it depends on who the Raiders' fucking first head coach is going to get, and now the other offensive coordinator. I mean, Mike McDonald is already gone, so like, there's only so many freaking offensive geniuses in the NFL to go around.
So right now, in the dynasty season, in the beginning of the dynasty season, you have to say, okay, well, what's my environment? What's my platform look like? What coaches have already signed? What coaches are going where? You can guess. You can see the personnel as far as rosters and coordinators. And then you have to look at team needs. Like, just because Oakland has the Vegas has the number one pick. Like, they've had the number one pick. They've done that. Like, look at Brock
Purdy.
Call
it Oakland. I'm gonna call it Oakland.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Vegas. But
even when they went to LA, like when the LA Raiders back in the day.
That was the Bo Jackson Raiders.
Yeah, like what are they? I mean, what are they trying to build? They have they need offensive line.
You need everything.
You can get that at number one, but for fantasy purposes, that stinks. You're not even really looking at Oakland.
Fantasy wise, right now, Mel Kiper has the projections that Ty Simpson's going to go to the Jets with that second pick that they have at number 16. So for fantasy, we've seen it in the past where the running quarterback actually has the advantage. So depending on the OC and Vegas and the longevity there, you want to go with Love, right? You want to go with the running back. But Carnell Tate from Ohio would be the number one wide receiver. And why would you pass on Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase in the making, depending on where he lands? Like if he goes to the Giants and his opposite Malik Neighbors, look out. Like suddenly he could be a star. Yeah. So like it's all going to be landing spot, watching your drafts. That's why I say like Dynasty doesn't stop, because every time Mel Kiper puts out a new one, it's going to change. Every time an offensive coordinator goes somewhere and you say offensive geniuses aren't around everywhere. But if you take the LaFleur boy, the younger one, and he lands somewhere as the OC, like
no. I mean, I'm just seeing a lot of unproven people like that right now. I mean, there's a lot of youngsters out there. There's a lot of LaFleurs, a lot of QBX out there right now that are running around that could get to that next level of head coach or something like that. But there's just only so many smart. There's only so many smart motherfuckers on the offensive side, of the ball that you're going to put with because everybody wants to marry a good young quarterback with a good young mind right now. That's the hot topic of putting someone that's a smart offensive player or offensive coach with a good offensive player, and you're trying to get that. I mean, obviously, Commissioner knows that. Like he's seen Ben Johnson, flourish or Caleb Williams flourish with Ben Johnson over this last year, and you want that same thing. Everybody's looking for that same combo of someone who's going to bring that next person like that can come out of college and hit that next splash, because we've seen it happen with C.J. Stroud, although he fell off, but that rookie year was insane. The same thing that happened in Washington. Like they have that rookie year. Like everybody's looking for that rookie year. That almost became like that was outlier. That became a thing that was like something that was like we're not expecting it. Like coming out of college with all these 7-on-7 drills, all these things, that the way that college is, how much they pass, that the NFL is almost before the NFL used to push back on college, and now they have adopted so much college, thoughts and philosophies, that they've actually allowed these college kids to come into the NFL and be more successful at a sooner rate. And now with these billion-dollar freaking owners, they expect you to win in year 1, year 2, year 3. Year 4 is like you might even get to year 4. When you're a head coach. So like you need to hit on the. It's not so much the head coach anymore. It's also about the staff that they have. I mean, my 49ers just showed with Robert Saleh, like stuck to see him go to Tennessee. But I mean, I already knew like he took 2 gum packets and a stack of freaking pencils, put it together and made a defense. You know what I mean? So it shows that defensive coordinator, offensive coordinators, and all the coaches that are underneath them absolutely freaking matter. It's not just the head coach anymore; it's everybody who's teaching these kids.
I think part of the reason that helps the owners move on so fast is the rookie pay scale now. Back in the day when they didn't have that, and these rookies were coming out, they were getting paid as if they had been in the league and proven something.
$40-50 million at that time.
And now that rookie pay scale is in there, it makes it a lot easier for these owners. They're not committed to these guys money-wise so much. I had a question for Chef, but Juan, did you want to say something before I asked?
Yeah, real quick. I just wanted to say to Mouth that the commonality between like Jaden Daniels' good year last year and the year before that, C.J. Stroud, is that things were in place. Like there was a Laramie Tunsil left tackle. There was a good Nico Collins and Tank Dell. Like you had a good offense that first year, and you had Bobby Slowick, who's available, by the way, to be one of those minds. You go to the next year, and Laramie Tunsil moves to Washington. They get him. They get weapons. He's playing with Terry McLaurin, who's already an established star. Sam Cosmi is a good offensive lineman. You had something with Washington, like a little bit of a foundation. So I think the Raiders are just a tackle away because you have Genty, who although he underperformed this year, it was due to the offensive line. He gets completely this year.
I agree with you on that.
If I can buy him, I'm buying him. And then Brock Bowers, who's an elite weapon. So all you have to do is get him a tackle, get a little bit of protection, and you said the right offensive line. And I think Mendoza could be one of those like starting.
No, absolutely. I'm not gonna discount Mendoza. I mean, he shows he has some heart. Like on that 12-yard run, he showed he has the heart. He shows that he might not have had like the big numbers and do things, but he also had like a ridiculous defense in Indiana that no one gave credit to. Everybody want to talk about Ohio State's defense and Miami's defense and everything that they did because they had flashy players on that side of the ball. And Indiana's defense was just sound. They just knew how to play football together and played as a unit. And he didn't have to do everything himself. You know what I mean? Like they literally allowed him to like just pick and choose when they needed him to be Superman. And so he absolutely has a chance with whoever he does get picked up if the Raiders decided to not take the first pick and do whatever they want to do and move back and try to fill a bunch of holes, because they do have a bunch of holes. You know what I mean? And next year's draft is a lot better for quarterbacks. So we're not going. Everybody's saying he's the number 1 pick, but we don't know what the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders are going to do.
That's true, and they could I mean, they could easily trade it as well. Yeah, they could move.
Yeah. I mean, I think they'd be crazy to not take the guy. Like, I mean, you got to get your guy. I think that Mendoza is the guy, but they have so much more holes. I mean, like you said, Ashton Genty was a great pick. I thought the number 5 pick last year was a great pick for him, but they showed that they weren't ready to have that type of player on their roster because that line and once they traded Jacoby Myers, they had nothing on the outside, nothing. And then Brock Bowers was hurt all year long, so they had literally no one to do anything Geno Smith is definitely not the answer. He's a bridge, but he's a good bridge because he's been in the NFL for for 10, almost 8, 9, 10 years now. So he's someone that actually can teach
in Miami.
Yeah, I mean he can teach Mendoza to like be at least understand film and read it and do different things that it needs to be done, whatever you need to do in the NFL. So I got plenty of family for the Raiders, so I hope they still suck. But
so, Chef, you were saying, I think there's somebody on the defensive side of the ball from Miami that's going to be very intriguing for fantasy wise when we're the Dynasty drafting defensive guys. I can't quite remember his name, but
you got me, man. It's still too early for defense.
Ruben Bain, Ruben Bain Jr. number 4. Yeah.
Yes,
Juan.
that guy.
Yeah, there we go.
That guy.
You know what? I like him, but I like his counterpart. I like his counterpart just as much. Is the other guy that he had on the offensive line, our defensive line from Miami too?
I'll be very curious. I'm very interested to see where he goes because I'm pretty sure he's going to be one of those guys taken in the first few.
I do want to say while I'm here, so that later on, because I know you're one of those people. You got an elephant's memory commission. You're going to come on the show and you're going to tell us at some point next year. It's going to be like week 5, and we're going to like stuff. If you play in an IDP league and you don't take Caleb Downs, or if you're the New York Giants or the Tennessee Titans and you let him fall past 5, you passed on the best player in the draft. Caleb Downs out of Ohio State is the number 1 player in this draft. IDP league, fantasy wise, and all that. Like he's going to be an amazing.
Good. Let him go to the Giants.
Let him go to the Giants. Look out! I don't think he falls to you. Right now, they got him going like 9. I don't think he falls to you.
I mean, we're at 5.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the Giants there and talk about your team, Chef. Like what both these guys were saying here, the perfect marriage there is getting the QB, which you already have, and Dart seemingly is now pairing them up with the right head coach, maybe offensive-minded head coach.
Well, I mean, that's how.
Hold on. Is there a coach out there at all that you see that you think would be a good fit that you're hoping the Giants would go out there and get for Dart?
Don't they already have Monken?
It's not solidified that Monken's going to be there.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask Chef, like, how did he feel about that Harbaugh signing? Like, were you excited about that? Like,
oh my God, it was like waking up for Christmas morning, man.
He's a grown up.
I mean, defensive-minded coach, but I mean, like, he's got.
Like you said, he's a grown up. He's a grown up in the room. I mean, a grown up in the room in New York. So I mean, that's how I was curious about. That's how I wanted that.
It's about time. I mean. All right, so one day ago on the Giants wire, they said Tom Monken is like a lock. So I'm good with that. Or the Giants were confident that they were gonna get Monken. So I'm okay with that. I'm not upset with it at all. I mean, we saw what he did with Lamar. Like, right. I need every ounce of Jackson Dart's arm to be strong and his head to be clear. And if he did not help Lamar,
learn to
year, run like crazy. Even Malik Willis, when he came into the league, I was like, no, Malik Willis, man, you're running like nuts. Anthony Richardson, you're running like nuts. They both needed a coach where they can get calm and poise in the pocket and become a pocket passer because they're really good at that too. Everybody now in the league, it feels like if you can't run the ball, you're a second string quarterback, which is fine. I mean, that's what it is. That's the top of the top. That's what they look for. But when you can run and you can run really freaking good and they don't design plays for you to run and you're just running for your life, so to speak, because you saw it and you're just like, yo, I'm taking this. I don't care how I land. Then that's bad. So with the addition of Harbaugh, I think he just calms everybody down and says, okay, we have talent in the room. We have a number 1 quarterback. We have a number 1 wide receiver in Malik Neighbors. We have a great running back in Cam Scatteraboo.
Right.
And other ancillary pieces. Wan'Dale Robinson. He was a top 24 wide receiver this year in fantasy football. Yes, because Malik Neighbors wasn't there.
He still would have got his.
Right.
Yeah.
But like,
is he a free agent? Had to go get it, though. Still had to go get it. It didn't matter. Still had to go get it. I mean, famous Jameis helped him out a few times. You know what I mean? But still had to go get it.
I mean, I don't know his contract. He might be in a contract year, but I'd say he did pretty well.
You don't have to overpay him either.
No, to be honest, I think Harbaugh just talks to homeboy and talks to the QB and says, let's not take on linebackers and safeties no more. He's like,
I think he finally. I think. And speaking of Wando Robinson, if he stays in the offense, I think he plays that Zay Flowers role pretty good. He can stretch the field when he needs to, but he doesn't need to be the number one target. He's not a great number one wide receiver. He's an ancillary piece with some juice. Guy's got wiggle. He's always.
What do you think about Chef? What do you think about then going all in? If you believe in Jackson Dart and you have Andrew Thomas as a good offensive lineman, you like Scatterbo as your lone running back, you have the number 5 pick in the draft. You don't go defense with Caleb Downs, which is a need, and I think it will fit perfectly. But what if you take Carnell Tate from Ohio State, and now you have Carnell Tate and Malik Neighbors, because then defenses can't do anything with you. Like, there's going to be – the offense should be able to produce. Like, if you can line up with that, Theo Johnson becomes suddenly a top 5 tight end, sneaky dynasty guy that you can go buy this offseason, because that offense should explode depending on what happens in the draft. Would you take Carnell Tate at 5?
Or Hawkinson might be out there too.
I don't know if that's going to be the route. I just don't. Like, you look at the offense, and you mentioned Hawkinson, but we already have a tight end.
He likes Theo Johnson. I like him too.
I like Theo Johnson. I think he was very underrated throughout the season, as every Giants tight end usually is. Because it's the coaching. It's the coaching. We never saw them.
We got some good weeks. We got some breakout weeks. Honestly, for fantasy, so.
Think about Mark Andrews. Think about Isaiah Likely. Like, Todd Monken comes, like Theo Johnson suddenly.
Theo Johnson is definitely an Isaiah Likely type talent. I think with better hands and route running ability.
Yeah. I think it's more tough. I think it's more tougher too. Like, I don't know. I think he wins more.
There's so many pieces. Like you said, Juan. Like, I think we need to go out and get a defensive piece. We got beat so many times last year or this year, just by big plays. Big 25.
You have no corners.
25 to 30. Yeah, no corners. And we need safety help. We need a lockdown safety.
You trade McKenzie to Green Bay,
and all the Giants fans would be really mad about it, and I'd be like really happy. But I mean, there's a couple of question marks too. But I'd be happy either way. I mean, heck, even if we got another running back, a star,
national championship game, you saw Fletcher, who right now is a 2nd-round pick. Like, I don't hate that. I don't hate taking Fletcher in the 2nd round, and you know what I mean?
He had
I know Cam Scatterbo's the guy, but he's not going to be ready before training camp.
Correct.
And you can't have clearly.
And Tracy's on the last year of his deal. Singletary was on single year deal, or maybe it was a 2-year, but it was on the end of his deal. So I don't know. I don't know what the Giants are going to do. I mean, for fantasy purposes, though, I hope they don't go out and get something for the offense. I think the offense is great the way it is. It's going to be very well balanced. You have a good and upcoming star on every platform for fantasy purposes. And if the defense doesn't get better, it's going to be great for fantasy.
Well, let me ask you,
great.
on the defensive side of the ball
while he's hurt. What?
Oh, okay. No, on the defense side of the ball, though, how are you feeling about Abdul Carter there? Not necessarily the season I think that most Giants were hoping for, the impact that he had.
I think it's just too crowded.
A little discouraging, but I mean, like, as far as like, are you completely discouraged, or do you think there's
hope.
Out of him?
There's hope for Abdul Carter, dude. There's hope for him.
Okay,
he did a good job.
I think he was top 5 in pressure rate.
Like, I mean, for me, I was going to ask Chef this too. I was going to ask Chef this question. You think they get rid of Thibodeau? Then they get rid of 5? Because I thought that there's been questions about he might come to the Niners because we need a little help on the defensive line. I mean, it's a crowded defensive line. There's a lot of great players on that D line. So I mean, someone has to go.
Thibodeau's only on his 3rd year, so they would trade him. It depends on what kind of capital they can get for him.
You're not going to extend him.
You know, maybe the Titans.
Well, that's my point. Yeah, at this point, like,
you know, maybe the Titans want to.
Got a plethora. Like, word of the day, plethora. Got a plethora. The D lineman on that side of the ball. I mean, that D line is ridiculously
and let it roll, man. But
Yo, that move right there makes a lot of sense, Mouth, because you get Michael Williams back next year and Bosa coming off the injury. If you go get Thibodeau, at least it fills in for that 1 year. He's basically a rental, but if he blows up, you can extend him and keep him.
I love it, and I absolutely love it because at that point, like freaking Brandon Ayuk's freaking dead money's coming, or splashing it around. So we have money to put on that D line to get, someone else on the other side with Bosa. So that's the reason why they said that, because there's been links of Niners going after Thibodeau. And with as many people that you have on that D line with Burns and Abdul Carter, and it's just you already have a talented defensive line. You can only pay so many people, and eventually, when that time comes, you're gonna have to pay somebody. And I'd rather stay on that rookie contract and put Abdul Carter and slide him into the number 5 spot. So that's something that I brought up, because my own fan base has been clamoring to get someone else on the other side of Bosa, because unfortunately, that fool can't stay healthy either. So,
yeah, but you drafted Michael Williams, and he's going to be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chef, if I send you Tyreek Hill from the Dolphins for Thibodeau, will you pay his whole salary since you got the cap space?
Hell no.
Hell no.
I don't want
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
I thought I'd shoot it out there,
It's like you better start saying some draft picks for that shit. You better start saying some draft picks. Like, absolutely not. I know that fool has some money left on his contract.
We just got done paying Kenny Galladay. What do we want with Tyreek's contract?
Yeah, exactly.
We're still paying Kenny Galladay.
I like how we talk about these teams as we're the actual GMs here, and we're like, "Yo, let's talk about this actual trade here."
I'm sending him trade offers. Yeah. He's getting trade offers from me.
So
I'm like, ship it. I'm like, me and Cricket over there, like, is this a good trade? I'm like, hell no, avoid that shit.
I mean, the things in, the one thing I do want to point out from this season is check your older running backs. If you have older running backs on your dynasty roster right now, do your reality check. All right. If they won you a championship, great.
What is considered an older running back? A 5-year vet, 6-year vet, 7-year vet? What?
No. Don't go by age. Go by
it's by usage. By
usage. And if they're a beast or not. Like Derrick Henry. I sold Derrick Henry last season, beginning of the season, for not even the beginning of the season.
You should have got used more. It stopped me from having a championship and one of my
for a second.
Okay.
In Dynasty. It was a early second.
Yeah.
But
nice.
I couldn't get a first. Could not get a first. He's better off on your team. Now, CMC, he always has appeal. But what does his situation look like?
I'm scared of that one next year. I'm 100% honest. Like, over 400 touches this year. I mean, the good thing is a lot of them were receiving and not so much running into linebackers. He was running to a lot of cornerbacks and safeties, because a lot of those touches were on the outside. So maybe that saved them, because for me, like, anybody who has like Saquon this year, anybody who's had like a 2,000-yard rushing year has always regressed. Yeah. And Saquon regressed this year. Whatever did. Now with CMC this last year, yeah, he had a shit to get over 400 touches, which is he was about to get like some all-time fucking mark that never given been touched before. It's like 1986 or some shit. But the good thing for me is that most of those receiving were still receiving touches, so he wasn't getting hit by D linemen and linebackers. He was getting hit by a lot more safeties and DBs. But still, that's a lot of wear and tear on someone who's had a history of not staying healthy throughout the years. So for me, like, he even said it, like I said it today, that he wouldn't be opposed to actually having someone and come, a good second string, and that's been something that the Niners fan base has been killing fucking Kyle Shanahan for years. Is you came from in Atlanta when you had two running back set and you were good with that, but since you got CMC, you'd have been dead set on running this guy into the fucking ground. They literally went and stole Brian Robinson Jr. from freaking Washington last year, and absolutely did not use him whatsoever. You know what I mean? We draft running backs over and over again in the 3rd and 4th round, and then never fucking use them. And it's crazy. And I get it, not just last year, but the year before, we lost almost every running back. Like, we were on a 6th or 7th running back, but still, I mean, if you're rotating these guys out, you might get a chance to keep some of these guys healthy. So especially when CMC, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many times people said spread them out like they did in this last game when Kittles got hurt. They brought in freaking Juice and they put him into his H-back role, and allowed him to go out there and make some catches on the outside and do some things. Like if the fullback can do that, why can't freaking Christian McCaffrey? You know what I mean? Like you put some two-back setting right there.
I mean,
start moving things around.
You can't disguise Christian McCaffrey. He's going to catch
no,
you.
but I mean, but you can still move. Yeah, exactly. You can still, but you're gonna move stuff around. Like the Niners are just known for motion. When you start moving McCaffrey out and you start doing different things and pulling people around, like whether it's the running game or the passing game, you're just gonna expose that defense for what they're trying to do early on. And Brock Purdy is someone with anticipation that can manipulate that defense. So for me, like that's
I just think
I'm scared that we don't keep him for the whole next year, though.
I think McCaffrey goes somewhere else, dude.
You think the Niners let him go?
They have a potential out. They have a potential out in his contract. He's 18 million dead cap. All right. He's on a 2-year extension. And where is that offense going? Really think about it. Is everybody going to get healthy and then stay healthy the whole season?
They need some outside. They need to get younger, honestly. They need to get younger on the outside.
They need offensive line help.
So before we get into Mouse Team, I wanted to ask you one other question and then kind of button up your team here. For Dynasty Fantasy wise here, and then we'll move on to Juan's team and talk about the Dolphins. But out of the Dart and Neighbors and Scatabo, for Dynasty, if they were starting a new league, which guy is the most appealing one of them out of them all and stuff?
Well, we usually play Superflex, but for regular 1 QB, I would say Malik Neighbors is a great player. And you want to, if you're playing for the long haul in Dynasty, you want to have that foundation of wide receivers. They're harder to come by, depending on your rosters, how many you have to play. They're always, scoring always depicts which way you go, running back, wide receiver. But the wide receiver has a better shelf life in most cases. Yes, I know Malik Neighbors was hurt this year. He's going to come back. Okay.
Yeah.
I think sometimes a bad season for a team helps a young wide receiver because he wasn't a part of it. We all know he's a superstar. He showed it his rookie year.
Yeah, he did.
So I'm not really too concerned. And if you can, like I said, if you could get him on a slip, like maybe he slips to the mid-second in a startup. I don't know. I haven't done a startup draft yet.
Get that wraparound.
Even a mock.
He's good in the wraparound. If you can get him as your second.
If you can get him in the second round, like I'm really happy about it. Like, he's a foundational player, especially if you want to hit on a running back like late in the first. You get like that 10 pick. I like that 9-10. And he comes back around and you can pick him up at Malik Neighbors, pick him up at 203. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Absolutely.
Fair point.
They're stud and they haven't been your second guy, your secondary wide receiver. That's beautiful right there.
And you know what? And you stay on the Jackson Dart thing because he is going to blow up with. I mean, his stock is already rising. Everybody's stock rose the minute Harbaugh got his contract. But like Dart in that same draft, you can literally pick him up 2 rounds later and have a nice stack.
You can get him 2 rounds later in a super flex. I think for me, he's one of those upside QB2s, like that could
maybe
put
3 or 4 rounds later in a single QB, depending.
If single QB a lot later, but if it's even in super flex, you can still get him as your second QB without having like reach for him. He's got the rushing upside. You don't like the concussion stuff, so like I'd rather stay away until I see what's going with the offense, but he's still good value. I like that team going forward. Like next year, that's a fun team.
Harbaugh needs to have that grown ass man talk with him. Like slide your ass on the fucking ground. Like we love that you want to take on a fucking 240-pound linebacker, but we love it more if you actually finish the fucking game. He's like, we need you in week 5. We need you in week 6. Not some highlights on week 1 and 2.
Bro,
I get it.
Lamar stopped.
But that's the problem, though. He's looking at the sky when he's laying down. I was like, he needs your ass out of the blue tent. He's telling you right now. Stay out of that blue tent. That blue tent is like, no blue tent. Stay out of that motherfucker.
That birthmark just showed up out of nowhere. Oh, it's not. So Let's get to more.
Little blackout.
Let's get to your team with the Dolphins here. They're
Do we have
also
to?
another team. Well, we don't have to spend much time on them, but yeah, let's
Not
kind of
gonna
pick
be
them
much to
apart a little
talk
bit.
about.
They're
I
another,
like A-Chain.
another team that's
A-Chain almost got me a championship.
A-Chan's a bomb.
A-Chain almost got me a championship.
they do have a few gems on their team. They are going to be needing a new coach as well now that Mike McDaniels has been given his
You got a
walking
coach.
orders over there.
They got a
Yeah.
coach.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we got Halfleaf, the defensive coordinator from the Packers, is our new
Oh,
coach.
that's
Yeah.
right. No, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. So, what are you
Yeah.
thinking of that hire? And he hasn't filled in an offensive coordinator as of yet, correct?
Not yet, no. We don't have Olo and offensive and defensive coordinators as of right now. We do have the GM came from Green Bay, so I'm optimistic that they're going to be able to draft, because Green Bay, like, I know you guys probably don't love them because you're a Bears fan, but they draft pretty well. They seem to hit on those 3rd and 4th round picks, you know what I mean, more often than not. So I'm optimistic going that way. But as far as Dynasty, like A-Chan that you mentioned is the only thing I have, is because I see A-Chan being used in the way that CMC should be used. A-Chan doesn't get more than like 12 carries, but he gets 10 targets. That's what McCaffrey should be doing. 10 carries.
I 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you.
And then 10 targets. Treat him like a slot receiver, bro. Use him as the weapon that he
absolutely.
is. So if we
All
keep
those,
using A-Chan that way, I think
screens
A-Chan, like,
and screen passes, absolutely.
that's the move. It's PPR that we play for the most part. And like Chef was saying, Malik Neighbors in the 2nd round. If I could get A-Chan and wrap around and get Neighbors, like, I'm off to a good start.
Yeah.
We're off to a good draft. We're talking Dynasty here, and we're talking the future. Like, that's good. Because he's still a young player. He's going into year 4. Like, he's going to produce for the next few years. He's one of those guys that can win you a league. Legit. Like, he's a league winner.
Yeah, I got him in my Dynasty. Don't get me wrong. I'm coming back for that championship. I'm coming for that championship.
You can get, because he can win it for you. He can win you a week. He can win you a matchup. So A-Chan is about it. And then Waddle, you got to like as a low-end wide receiver too at this point, because you don't know what quarterback he's going to get. He is still under contract. He is still electric. And were he to get moved, he would do great. But as a foundational piece for us, like going into this year, like those 2 guys should be okay. But then beyond that, you're throwing darts. We have
Yeah, I mean, there was a receiver I forget.
Malik Washington?
Yes, Washington.
Malik Washington.
That showed up kind of at the end there. Had a little bit of a splash, not a huge splash, but kind of gained some kind of foul. Oh, and Ollie Gordon is the guy that you drafted last year as well.
But Jalen Wright had a Tennessee the year before. Jalen Wright's a stud. Like, it's just they haven't been used like in the proper way. Like, the offense wasn't clicking to that effect to be able to use those guys and for them to be relevant. You can't have 3 running backs. If you got 3 running backs, you don't have 1. 2 guys, yes, you can get dynasty production out of them.
Oh, yeah.
Can they be functional? Can they help out? Is Ollie Gordon great on the goal line because he's 225? Like, yeah, that's all fantastic. But dynasty-wise, like, you getting them as handcuffs and maybe a dart throw in case of injury later on. Like, it's not anything that I would write home about as far as dynasty. And I definitely don't want anything to do with Quinn Ewers. The only thing that would excite me is if at number 11, we actually buck the trend and we take Ty Simpson from Alabama and say, okay, let's get a running quarterback in here and let's play this offense the way we wanted to. But that would mean hiring Mike LaFleur or a Clint Kubiak or Bobby Slowick off the shelf. Like, you're going to need to bring somebody creative that's going to run that kind of offense, like Mike McDaniel, who you just had in the building.
So one of those names besides McDaniels, if you were to hear the Dolphins were to hire those out, kind of raise your eyebrows and be like, oh, all right, like.
Yeah, if you bring me Zach Robinson, who was just fired from Atlanta because he was with Raheem Morris, but he came from the McVay tree. He was the offensive coordinator on the Rams. You bring me him, and I'm intrigued. I'm good. Like, you bring me one of those brains, like, and I'm good. Joe Brady probably not going to be there with Buffalo. I'll even take him, and he can come and be my OC.
Yeah, no, that's another good one. I think
he's going to get a head coaching job this year.
I don't know if there's enough, Chef. There's so many.
He's going to get that Baltimore job, man.
Joe Brady?
Do you think before
he's going back for a second interview? I heard.
Really? I think Lamar hires whoever comes in, man. I think it's B-Flow or Raheem Morris. I think it's somebody that he might gravitate towards or he might like. He's not. I don't know if he's just going to let any old Joe Brady walk in there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting
to see where these coaches go.
Yeah, I mean Nagy too. I was getting rumored to a few jobs, but then Tennessee, but then that got sniped away from him as well. So
Yeah,
Eric
he got his
Bieniemy left
second
Chicago and
interview
took
with the
his
Ravens
job.
yesterday.
Yeah, Bieniemy did. He left your team and he went and took the KC job.
Yeah, so he's now going to be back with Kermit the Frog over there and helping him out. But on the defensive end of the side of your ball on your team, is there anybody that's intriguing dynasty wise? Chop Robinson, maybe by chance. I know he had a
Yes.
down year, not nearly as productive as that rookie year, but going forward, is he someone that could have a big bounce back in his third year?
Yeah, there's a deep dive, like if you're doing IDP, and he's probably already rostered, but because he's an older player and he's been doing it since he was in Seattle. But Jordan Brooks led the world in tackles this year, and he's a tackling machine. So if you're going about IDP and production, he's a good one. Minkah Fitzpatrick is, a turnover machine. Usually he's around the ball and he gets a nose for the ball, so he's a good safety to have. But Chop is the one that could take that leap and become like really good. You don't want interior defensive linemen in IDP leagues. So I'm not going to tell you about Kenneth Grant, or you don't want Zach Seiler. Like, that's not necessarily where you want to go. But if they make the right draft at 11, like right now, Caleb Downs is at 9. If for some reason he falls to 11, then of course I'm going to keep saying his name because I feel like he's going to be one of the best players going forward. Like legit, this kid's going to be one of those top 3 safeties in the world. So, but yeah, Chop Robinson's the only guy that I would put any stock in. Bradley Chubb is a cut or trade candidate. He's going to be gone.
Yeah.
And
let me ask you this, Juan. Do you think they re-sign Darren Waller? He's currently going to be a free agent.
I don't think so. I think he was a
$3 million.
I think it was a McDaniel thing. I think Darren Waller and him have a little connection. I would not be shocked to see him go over there and help Rondé Gadsden and be the second tight end on the Chargers.
Ooh.
Or the second tight end on the New York Football Giants and go back with Harbaugh, who he was with.
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice too. We don't need two.
We don't need two intriguing. That's too intriguing. That'd be crazy. Definitely.
But his dynasty value shot, just like the rest of the Dolphins. The dynasty value on the Dolphins right now is trash.
And same thing with, I'm guessing there's really no someone like Tyreek is a guy that's, if you're going to draft him, would be in the later rounds of a dynasty.
Do you think
draft,
Miami takes a shot at trying to get Daniel Jones?
He's 32. Tyreek. Chef Daniel Jones is a good name, but he's also got a whole season of rehab situation. You know what I mean? Like, these are guys that are not going to be able to help you right now.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones.
They're not going to win this year.
I traded for him. I traded for him in my dynasty to help me out with my third QB. I gave up a first round for a first and a third for this year, and actually helped me get to my championship game. But then, like I said, he fell apart. Lamar fell apart. Kittle fell apart. So that definitely hurts because I thought I'm going to keep him in my dynasty, but I got that Achilles to fucking come back from. So he's definitely not going to be someone that's usable for, But
at the time that trade was definitely paying off at the time that you made the trade. It was needed.
Yeah, I was like a 3-game losing streak. After that, I went like an 8-game win streak. So, definitely set me straight.
So Juan, I promise you wouldn't spend much time on your team, so I'm not gonna make you. Yeah. We'll get you off the hot seat.
There's a reason for optimism. The Patrick Paul kid is a good left tackle. We're gonna be all right with Aaron Brewer at center. Austin Jackson's been a decent right tackle. James Daniels is getting a little old, but like our line isn't far away. You have Waddle, you have Achane, so you still have speed. So if you make the right moves, bring in the right OC, what we do at QB, whether it's Malik Willis or in the draft, and get like a speedy kind of quarterback, it could be a fun offense. And then guys like Malik Washington suddenly have value. Chef mentioned Ollie Gordon. He'll be a sneaky guy that's going to vulture some touchdowns if that's a good offense, which in theory, being always a losing team, I have to always think about next year, maybe we can be good type shit. Like, okay, maybe we can be good. But right now it just looks bleak.
There is a team that always goes from worst to first. Just look at us. So let's answer this question here in the chat from William Grove here. I was offered Jonathan Brooks and the 312 for Parker Washington. Thoughts? And I need a running back. So that's why he was offered Brooks. That's what, 2 years he came off. He was on an injury, came back, and then went right back on the
I don't like
injury
list.
list.
And that
if you need a running back,
my committee is fucking dirty in Carolina too. So like, Rico Dowdle was someone that I liked, and then but as soon as Chuba Hubbard got healthy again, I mean he's trying to break it onto two guys right now that are absolutely like established in that offense. So unless one of them gets hurt or two of them both get hurt, and he has an absolute runway to even get on the field, like I mean, Jonathan Brooks is a nice story, but I don't think he's ever going to see. I don't think he's ever going to see an NFL field, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know how much you can really trust him without. You haven't really seen much from him. I get it that you're not having to pay much with the 312 and Parker Washington. It's not like you're giving up, studs. But Chef, what do you think here?
I see both sides of the trade. Believe it or not.
I actually like Parker Washington better.
I love Parker Washington. And Juan's my witness. Like I talked about him way too much every single week,
good,
man. He's great. He's great. Even when they picked up what's his name?
Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers, yeah. Honestly, that unlocked Parker Washington.
Jacoby Myers. Even when they had Brian Thomas Jr. back from injury, Parker Washington still killed it. All right. He's a rookie that has a lot of potential. We don't know if Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be on that roster. Talk about someone that's going to be traded.
Yeah, he is. He could get traded, but like I would love it. Like I would take him right now.
Either way,
that's
exactly.
talent. Like if you're New
and
England,
that's what the team wants. He's got great
what are you going to do with Travis
Hunter
right
now?
Like what are you doing with Travis Hunter? Like that's the thing is like what are they doing with Travis Hunter? Still, like you don't even know what side of the ball he's even want to play yet or trying to play yet. Like what are they going to pigeonhole with? Because
the whole point of
that makes that trade so much more different. If they only makes him a wide receiver, then I can see that Brian Thomas getting shipped out. But if he still wants to play defense and do things that he's doing like he did this last year, then I can't see him letting him go yet. Not yet.
100%. When Travis Hunter comes back, dude, it's all wheels up, dude. Like they tried to get him involved right before the bye week. He was magical. He had 2 weeks of solid magic. And it was only because they said, okay, let's go.
But his magic became Parker Washington's magic. Like I think Parker Washington's playing
that
role.
So was it really his magic or Washington's magic, or was it really Trevor Lawrence?
It's Liam Cohen.
I think a lot of both. I honestly think that Liam Cohen and Fucking Sunshine finally caught each other. I think that
just like I said at the top of the show, it all comes back to the top. Like it all comes down to the situation, and this is why I get the other side of the Jonathan Brooks trade. And Rico Dowdle, he was on a 1-year prove-it deal. They could pay him. They won't. It's Carolina. They never have.
They already paid Chuba.
And they paid Chuba. Yeah. So with Jonathan Brooks there as an ancillary piece, and we saw who touted the ball more so, they would not stop giving Chuba opportunities, even in the playoffs. You didn't see Rico Dowdle just come in and smash, which they should have because he's great. He will get a job. He wind up being like in Tennessee or something like that on a 2-year deal. Which is great. But then Jonathan Brooks has a chance. But Jonathan Brooks in a late third is not worth it. I want Jonathan Brooks in a second, because if you take a shot on Jonathan Brooks, you're leaving too much room for risk. So I want something else in return. Give me a low profile. Give me a Blake Corum. Be a Blake Corum straight up for Parker Washington, because Kyron Williams is going to run out of steam eventually.
There you go,
nobody's going to do that though. Like we got to deal with the trade offer you have at hand, either that or a counter. If we're going to help this man make this trade, your volume shooting because you're getting the chance that Jonathan Brooks might be good or he gets traded, and then 312. I would love it if it was 301, 302. Like that's where you usually find your little running back value.
312 is more like a 4th rounder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point.
Jonathan Brooks has been healthy. Parker Washington. You could probably sell Parker Washington closer to your draft at like early second. Early second.
How excited are you?
I'm good.
How excited are you guys about the prospects coming into this draft? Because a third round draft pick, like you said, I can understand Chef, why you're asking for a 2nd round instead, why you would want it to be bumped up, because it doesn't seem like a lot of guys are going back to school and taking the NIL money.
If he wants Parker Washington, he's going to pay up. He's not going to give me
So
Jonathan
what about a
Brooks
future
and a late
100% agree with.
round pick.
100% agree
It's
with you.
100% a fourth round pick. It's a 312, and he was the winner last
Yeah.
year. That's why he
What
got
about
the 312.
Yeah.
What about Jonathan Brooks and a 2027 second? Since that's a loaded draft.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I would
Because
take
that
that.
draft's going to be
I would do that.
amazing.
Yeah, because
And
it's a
that-
long-term trade. It's a
Right, and it's
long-term
already
trade.
In Dynasty, absolutely, I'll do that in Dynasty.
If you're willing to be
If you get a
patient,
second,
that's
it's going
the
to be
one
higher
road.
than 12.
Well, yeah, I mean, I already have Hawks. Like looking at 2027. Like, yo, it's the year. Cash in your
Buddy,
chips.
Yeah, all the receivers that are
Get
going to come out
all
of the
the
draft,
27
and 8
picks.
quarterbacks. It's going to drop
Get
all
all
the
the
rest of that
27
value. The
picks you
second
can.
round in 2027 is money for Dynasty.
Very nice. Well, guess we got to get through 2026 first and kind of get
Yes,
through
sir.
these.
But yeah,
bumps,
William Grove 8377. Like Rico is definitely going to be gone.
yeah.
If you want to take a shot on someone like Jonathan Brooks, fine. But you think about it too, like Roshan Johnson. He was great in college. He had
He's going to
notoriety.
be gone from Chicago. Yeah.
He's going to be gone.
But he actually got to play in the NFL, though. He actually got to play in the NFL. Jonathan Brooks
He
hasn't
fell
played yet.
off.
And that's my point.
Manungai out, like he lapped him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And
But my point is,
still
Jonathan
has,
Brooks just hasn't
1 year
played
left
yet.
on his deal.
Like, you just
So,
want to see
like,
someone who actually plays.
You could probably find someone better to trade for if you're going to give up Parker Washington coming off of the season that he had. Like you could probably get somebody, and I would think about getting rid of him because you don't know the future of what's going to happen. Do they keep BTJ? Do they keep Jacoby Myers? Who knows?
Yeah.
It's
William,
That's the point.
Last year we didn't think
second
Jacoby
year
Myers was
Cohen
going to leave the
and
Raiders.
Lawrence too. The second year of Cohen and Lawrence. I mean, you see how that ended. Like Lawrence might actually found his coach to actually unlock him and go back to those Clemson days.
It's like
And
Baker, dude.
He finally showed some
Baker,
glimpses. He actually finally showed some fucking glimpses of being that dude that actually might be someone that even freaking someone in Buffalo, like the Buffalo might have to fucking watch out for. Mahomes might have to watch out for. Like he might be that guy that we might think that might creep in that top 5 stratosphere because he absolutely showed some glimpses. He showed some bad shit, but he showed that he could actually be that guy again because everybody's waiting for like 4 years for him to get after he got that contract for him to be that guy. And Liam Cohen might have actually sold some shit. So if they keep those outside weapons, that's a big thing.
Go ahead.
Mal, you hit it 100% right there with Trevor Lawrence because if you take the last 8 games and you double it, he's the MVP of the league. Like
Absolutely,
flat out,
absolutely
the MVP of the league.
Like it took them some weeks. I mean, they beat the Niners in the middle of that shit, but yeah, like absolutely, like he looked great. He looked great.
It was also the Travis Etienne, like just out of nowhere, they all started to gel. That offense,
like all of them, yeah.
So they
all of them.
They found that
they all hit. They all hit.
They were hot.
Absolutely.
So
William,
they have a pretty stacked team, man. I think they go back to the playoffs next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They may win back-to-back division titles there.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
But William, what will help us if you're still listening, if you want us to give you some even more advice there, is give us some guys that are on the other guys' team there. If you can kind of look at his roster, throw some of those names down that he has there, and then that can give us a better idea to give you a counter.
If you're competing. Like that's the
throw some throwbacks at him. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, are you?
Don't ever take that first deal. Don't ever take the first deal.
Just look at your situation. Hey, if it's a good deal, the first deal, you never know what happened. Like tomorrow, it could be the worst deal in the world, but 2 days from now, it could be a great deal. Some things happen so fast, like it's ridiculous. I traded Henry Ruggs. I traded him the day of his situation.
Okay, that is different. Okay, that is different. Okay, I've also traded for Kirk Cousins, and he blew his Achilles the next day. I'm just saying, don't always run. Don't like when you buy a car, you don't go to the first dealership and buy the first car you see. That's all I'm saying. Is that if you can do a crooked commit style and steal some shit from him, you know what I mean? Then you absolutely do it. Like you look at his roster and see what you can poach. That's all I'm saying. Like, you don't ever take the first deal. You can get a better one down the line.
Like, see who
We
else
all
is
know
out
better.
there. I don't think I want to throw my chips of Parker Washington out there for Jonathan Brooks. Forget about
No, I wouldn't.
because the pick is a
No.
lottery pick. It's
Yeah.
in the 4th round.
It is.
312 is 4th round.
You mean
Yeah, I mean,
2027?
So you're literally I love the counter, Juan, of the 2027 second.
Yeah, that one I like. That's what I was gonna say. That one I love the counter.
A lot can happen in 2 years, in one season anyway. Especially for a rookie on a low drafted rookie like Parker Washington. So yeah.
Yeah, if you want to keep the players
the
relatively
second
the
round,
same,
2027.
I would counter for the 2027 second, because you don't know if that champ is going to be the champ again, or even just sneak around your league and see who else has a 2027 second and say, maybe he's going to have an early 2027 second and he doesn't know it yet.
You can.
Well, no, and that's the funny thing. Like, so, like I'm gonna tell Commish, like, so, like in our league, our Dynasty league, it was an actual definite divide. Like, there was a bottom 6 and there was a top 6. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like
have a 2027.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, exactly. So, like, like you don't know who's gonna like jump up from that bottom 6 and take out that top 6, because it really was a big divide between the playoff teams and the teams that weren't a playoff team in our Dynasty league. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, like, those might be some high ass draft picks coming. That when you decided to make a move, so like you said, like that 312 is a lot more sexy if it's a 212 or a 3-1. You know what I mean? That makes it so much more different.
So he wrote back. He says he's competing, and the running backs he has is Travion Henderson, King Henry, Tyrone Tracy, Aaron Jones, and some other ones. But those probably are the bigger names of the two. So
I'm competing. I'm going to send them Parker Washington in a second for Travion.
Yeah.
That's my counter.
Can you package Parker
Washington in a second?
For
Travion.
For Travion? That ain't happening.
Yeah, I'm not going to do
wouldn't do that.
If he wants to get something, he's got to give up something.
I mean,
here he is. In a second.
In Dynasty, I would have given King Henry in Dynasty. I'd rather give King Henry than Travion, because Travion's like second year.
Yeah,
like, that's one thing right there. Like,
what about?
I mean, you got to think about longevity on that one.
What about Ken Walker?
Ken
Walker right now. Ken Walker for Parker Washington.
I would be okay with that. I mean, but you got to think about.
And if you have to sweeten the deal a little bit with the draft,
Charbonnet just got hurt though.
Try a late third
the next year, so
yeah,
that's another one you got to think about.
But Charbonnet's banged up now. Ken Walker is going to be a free agent. He may land in another place.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Charbonnet got an ACL. Charbonnet had an ACL, so he's probably done for a good portion of the year. So Seattle probably brings him back.
He stays in Seattle, gets a contract because he helps them win the Super Bowl.
Man, that's my point.
They pay him, and you have a solid RB1 with no competition in the backfield.
That's my point. Because Charbonnet was a fucking absolute fucking thief.
The only thing I don't trust with what's his name, McDaniels.
Walker.
Is it McDaniels?
McDonald's.
McDonald. Yeah.
McDonald.
I had my son had McDonald's for dinner. Anyway, I love McDonald's. But he doesn't love Ken Walker. He loves that big running back that can catch the ball and Zach Charbonnet. So that's the only thing I'd be worried about if he stays in Seattle.
He's gone for a year, bro. That's what I'm saying.
He's a free agent. He's going to make his own deal.
Draft.
I'm saying the ACL.
Clint Kubiak could get a job
right now. I'm saying like right now.
You know, what about Breece Hall? Breece Hall, end of his deal.
Yeah, there's
it would take a little bit more than Parker Washington to land Breece Hall.
Yeah, that's true.
But who had a better season, Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker?
Kenneth Walker did.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that.
I'm gonna
have to look at the numbers. Let's look at the numbers on that one. Come on, get the numbers on that one.
It's Breece Hall. It's Breece Hall.
I'm curious to see how different.
By 20.
Because Breece Hall was hurt too a little bit. Wasn't he hurt for a little while?
By 22 fantasy points. That's it.
Wow. So it was neck and
Kenneth
neck.
Walker had more touchdowns.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't think it was that big of a difference. I didn't think it was like that's a good name, but I'm talking about like actual productivity.
It's the same thing, and it's name
What are they
variety.
But that's a bigger name though. So you're gonna have to give up more for Brees Hall than you would for Kenneth Walker.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So you put your chips that you have with Parker Washington and say, I am a competing team. I need a competing player. You don't go out there and sell down the road. If you do plan on competing, you do not play for the future. You play for the present.
So why not go after Derrick Henry out of that list of guys on the other team then? He's an older guy. You can't expect him to pay up. I'll give you Parker Washington in a second. You say no?
For Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
I'll take that all day if I'm the Derrick Henry owner.
That's what I'm saying. So if he's competing,
but he's the Parker Washington owner.
That's what I'm saying. I will send that guy Parker Washington and give me Derrick and a second round pick or whatever, a third, and give me Derrick Henry.
But what happens if Derrick Henry comes out? It's his first year with not John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh brought him in there.
He might not.
What do you think of this?
John Harbaugh sat him down on last year, like fucking months. Fucking sat him like a second half, like all year long. Shit.
It's looking said without Lamar, rumors are that true that if Henry could get traded out of Baltimore, that would be interesting. And also Ken Walker's may go to the Chiefs next year. That would be wild.
I like that too. I like that rumor.
He's not going to do that. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to let him go because Charbonneau's tore ACL this last game.
He's a free agent. He has
I understand that, but Charbonneau tore ACL. He's not going to be there for the beginning of next year.
Tag him.
He may get a bigger back somewhere else.
They still need someone to run the ball.
They could tag him.
But if someone else offers him a bigger bag and says, yeah, Seattle was fun, deuces, Seattle's just going to have to move on at that point. I get they may want him because of their situation. But, I mean, there's two to tangle there. You know, he may just be like, nah, I get, I want to take this bag over here. But let's get into your team real quick.
Arizona.
Yeah, dude, Arizona needs a lot of fucking help. So, we'll see.
Yeah, he's an unrestricted free agent this season coming up. He got paid. That was it. That was his rookie deal.
Who?
Walker. Kenneth Walker. That was
okay.
4-year deal.
That's right. They didn't pick up his 5th-year contract. Yeah.
Correct.
They said they let him walk after this season. But go on to the 49ers, and then we'll talk about my Bears here at the end. But overall, what Purdy got injured there for a good portion of the season, but it looks like Mac Jones kind of filled right in and didn't really skip a beat at all. And obviously, McCaffrey produced the season that we all know that he's capable of producing if he stays healthy, which he was able to do this season. So going forward, who do you think is your biggest offensive piece fantasy-wise, dynasty-wise? Is it still McCaffrey? I know Kittle's kind of got injured here at the end of this game, and he's probably done for all of next season. But
majority.
How do you like Jennings and everyone else on your team? I know probably moving on.
Brandon Ayuk, they came out today, and Brandon Ayuk is pretty much done when it comes to being a 49er. So he's not coming back no matter what. That chapter's closed for the San Francisco 49ers. Brandon Ayuk can go pound sand and do where the fuck he's gonna go. Guy quit on his fucking team, so that's the way that is. But I mean, I think they're gonna bring back JJ. I think they're back with 3rd and Juan. I can see them giving him a decent amount. They need to get some team speed. I mean, on the outside they don't have it. Like a dream fantasy, I would love to see him go get Alec Pierce from Indianapolis just to get someone to pop the top off the defense and do whatever.
Isn't that George Kittle's Ricky Parasol though?
No,
but he's more of a Ayuk type of same thing, like a route runner or whatever, possession receiver type of thing. Like I mean he has some speed, but the guy's got shot in the chest and blew out a PCL and hasn't done shit in 2 years. And when we needed him this last week, he really didn't show up. So
nope.
I need to see Ricky Pearsall actually stay healthy before I can put any stock in Ricky Pearsall. I mean, this rookie season obviously sucked. Like I said, I mean, you can't project someone trying to steal his watch and shoot him in the chest. Can't do nothing about that. But he came back faster from getting shot in the chest than he did from his PCL injury. So, in year 2. So I mean, that kind of sucks.
A little bizarre.
So I mean,
yeah.
I mean, George Kittle he's the tone setter of the offense, just like Warner is the tone setter of the defense. And so without him being there, for a majority of the season, it's going to take everybody else to kind of step up. And the one thing that the Niners offense doesn't have is a lot of team speed. They just don't have a whole lot of team speed, especially on the outside. So, I mean, that's something that they need to address. Like they try to, draft wide receivers in the past. They draft Watkins, they draft Cowing, but these guys has never been able to either get healthy or figure out the offense on their own to get on the field. I mean, like I said, I deal with all kinds of Niners nonsense. Like they wanted to fire Shanahan in week 2. These sometimes they call faithful, but I don't know. I got some people kind of sneaking into my fan chat sometimes. They talk a lot of nonsense, but I mean, we got to get some more two back.
Can I offer you some nonsense?
Yeah.
You want some team? You want team speed?
We're gonna say change shit.
You having problems with Ayuk. I'm having problems with Tyreek Hill. They both make about $30 million. What's up?
Yeah, that'd be great. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna. I love that. I would love that trade because hey, you know what? Fuck him because he tossed me a fucking Super Bowl in 2019. So fuck Tyreek Hill. I don't want him on my team.
Don't worry.
I still hold that shit.
I'm sure I'll keep.
I still hold that shit.
You want Tyreek?
I was like,
the biggest target that I have my eyes set on for the 49ers will probably not be a 49er next year. And that is Mac Jones.
Is who?
Mac Jones.
McCorkle?
Oh, Mac Jones not going nowhere. Mac Jones is not going to go in because you know what?
Oh, he's not.
That's the one thing. Actually, they asked that to Shanahan on his exit interview, and they asked him if you think that they would trade someone for draft capital, but he showed his worth because the only reason we even got to the even close to the playoffs is that the 8 weeks out that Brock Purdy was hurt with his injuries is that Mac Jones went 5-3. Mac Jones went 5-3, and he had some absolute games. I mean, do like 400, 3 touchdowns, and look like, and that's why they were like, let's trade Brock Purdy, and I'm like, you guys are idiots. Like, we're not doing that. He's like it showed that in this league, it's not about the number one. Sometimes it's all about the number 2 that you have. It's like you can have the greatest number 1, but like, what is Denver going to do with Jarrett Stidham this week? You know what I mean?
Be good.
Like a few years ago, like if we would have had actually legit number 2, we would have got our ass kicked by the Eagles. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Like no one cares about the second quarterback on your fucking roster until he has to be in the game on the second quarter, and it's 21-10, and you got to go do some shit. So like when it comes down to it, yeah, Mac Jones could probably absolutely be a number 1 somewhere. If
my witness,
we wanted to dynamo.
How many times? Sorry to cut you off, Mal.
No,
how many times have I picked up waiver wire junk quarterbacks and sold them?
Oh,
Ryan
absolutely.
Tannehill.
No, absolutely. Like, I've done the same thing. I've done the same thing.
Jacoby Brissett this year, picked him up.
Week by week.
Flacco last year, picked him up.
Joe Flacco this year.
So that's what I'm saying. But Mac Jones is not used.
He's not throwaway. No, he's not.
Barely polished.
He's the number 1.
He goes to Arizona next year and he's throwing the ball to Marv.
I hope Joey, Nick, fucking Mark, Ella Bosa's go break his leg. Fuck fucking Arizona. So either way,
you got some bias there on the West Coast.
I was just saying. I was like, hold on, wait a minute.
Come on, man.
To the Raiders. He won't care.
Come on, man. We're not sending him to Arizona, brother.
Dude.
Send him to the Raiders.
You might send him
to the Raiders. Even better.
I mean, that wouldn't be bad.
They don't have to go Mendoza.
I just don't think he's going to go anywhere. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. Not this year. Like, I mean, maybe. I think it does Sam Darnold. Like, Sam Darnold only had a 1-year contract and went to Seattle. I do think he goes next year, and if he does the same thing and Brock Purdy gets hurt again, and he plays for 3 or 4 weeks and he goes 3-1 or 5-2 or some shit, he's definitely gonna have a market. He's definitely gonna have a market, and at that point, the Niners will be done. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So to not exercise that market and be like, fuck it, let's trade him before
he has
before we lose him.
$3.9 million.
So I mean, he's definitely. Yeah, he's worth his weight in gold. He was worth his weight in the gold this year because we wouldn't have made the playoffs this year. We wouldn't got close to to be in the playoffs if Mac Jones wasn't on our team. You know what I mean?
Bakes had another question here. Ricky Pearsall or a high second round 2026 pick? Which one would you take there?
I trade Ricky Pearsall. I can't trust him right now. I can't trust him right now. I can't trust him right now.
And the reason why is because this coming year, right now, as of right now, I would hold.
Yeah,
if they re-sign Juan Jennings to another contract, then I might second guess the trade, because like right now he's the only guy going forward for the 2026 season, right?
Yeah.
Ayuk is done. Juwan Jennings is out. Who else do they have? I forget.
You guys have like
Kendrick
Bourne, I think, right?
Are you serious?
Bourne's a free agent too. Bourne's a free agent. Robinson. I think
Robinson can actually be talked about right now as a fantasy option going forward.
I actually was gonna bring him up. He's actually a good
sneaky,
a good flyer to pick up, or like you said, go throw some money down and go put him on your roster, because George Kittle's is getting older, and there's been talk about getting Kyle Pitts and stuff like that, but Kyle Pitts and anybody else who does not block in Kyle Shanahan's offense is not going to see the light of day. If you do not block, you're not getting on the field. I don't give a shit who you are. You know what I mean?
And that's just saying that. I mean, that's why I want to hold Pearsall just a little bit longer.
I guess this is me being my own bias.
Let's see what happens in this Dynasty season. I mean, it's just the kickoff. Like, San Francisco's not going to pick early. No, they made it to the damn conference championship, right? So, like, it's not going to happen. Divisional. Sorry, yeah,
we're divisional.
So much credit.
I think we're the 27th pick because we beat the Bears, so we would have been the 26th. So we're the 27th. Oh my bad. Did I say that loud? Yeah, we beat the Bears.
Your speedster.
The Bears.
I got a quick question about your speedster. Like, isn't he already on the roster because he got hurt? Isn't it Jacob Cowing, the boy Jacob Cowing?
Yeah, but he hasn't been on the field for like 2 years. He was supposed to be the return guy and everything else, and he just hasn't been able to get on the field. Like, that's when they went and got Sky Moore. That's when they got Sky Moore from the Chiefs. That's the one I want to see come back. Yeah. That's the free agent that I want to see come back, because he unlocked some shit for our special teams, and he was a huge addition. Because Jacob Cowens got hurt and then was never around. They got Jordan Watkins, who's another speedster, is like 6'4", 2-something, and another kid who hasn't been able to get help. Can get healthy. These guys can't get healthy.
Yeah, I was the guy that sat on my IR list all year long. So we got another question from Bakes here. You think Sadiq will go to the Chiefs if he falls in the second round? That would be a nice landing spot for him for sure.
He doesn't make it out of the first.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he made it out of the first.
Minnesota and Carolina, right in the middle of that, like 18, 19 area. If you said Hawkinson's leaving, I feel like he'd be perfect in Minnesota. The kid from Oregon, the kid Sadiq, he'd be perfect there. And like Carolina was already pretty good offense. I don't believe in no Tommy Tremble. I don't believe in whatever they had going on there. If he goes to Carolina, he'd be a really nice fit. And the guy Sanders they drafted, Jadavian Sanders, wasn't good either. So, like, I think drafting that kid would unlock a lot for that offense.
Because they're bringing that. It looks like they're giving the homeboy that fifth round, or that fifth year. Bryce Young is giving him his fifth year, so
they're
definitely
that's a good pick. That's a good pick. Juan.
They're definitely would be. I think that would be a great value pick for them.
Yes,
because they got Tedero. They got have flashes on the outside, so that's someone I think that would absolutely be like.
They need another.
If Kyle Pitts if Kyle Pitts ever fucking realized this shit.
Well, on the defensive side of the ball, Mouth, you guys were riddled with injuries. You said earlier you guys had a plethora of injuries, I believe, on the defensive side of the ball. So how are you feeling about Fred Warren coming back? I know they were talking about he may have been ready for the championship. You guys made it that far. But going forward for defensive players, which defensive players are you most high on your team in particular?
Honestly, I think Mikael Williams, that first round draft pick, he showed some shit. Like when he was there, they were like sixth and run stop, and he was putting pressure on the defense. And when he went down with his own ACL, they dropped to like 22nd until like I said, Salah got some bubble gum and some sticks and put some shit together and made that defense viable. At the end of the year, other than that 41 point blowout, but like the defense on the secondary has some youngsters out there. I like that up the stout kid. Up the stout's a freaking. He's actually shown to be a beast. Ronaldo Green's someone that shown to kind of step into being a number two, and Demo is shown to be a number one. Like that. What hurt this last year, which my wish list, I wish we would have kept Hufunga because he was a ball hawk,
Love who
and that's something that really hurt the Niners defense is that we didn't actually, we did a lot of pass defenses, but we didn't catch the fucking ball. You know what I mean? We knocked the ball down, like put two hands on the goddamn ball, like would have been great a few times this year, more than it was. So, I mean, Mustafa, I think is the absolute freaking next coming of a Ed Reed and type of thing. Like I could see him just coming downhill. He's just a fucking animal. That dude does not care about putting his body on the line, and I absolutely love the way he plays football. I just need to keep him healthy too. But that whole, I think our biggest weakness right now is our linebackers. To be honest, without Warner and D Winters, and I need to see Nick Martin come back this year. He was a third round pick they got last year. I need him to do some things. So I mean, to be honest, like I think he could be one of the guys that can unlock some shit. Either D Winters or Nick Winters, or D Winters or Nick Martin could be that sneaky, dynasty guy that you pick up, especially on the slide. Fred Warner and get those, 10 to 15, tackles a game. Bethune, is another one who stepped in and did some things, and so he's another. Like, there's a lot of youngsters on that linebacker, on that second level. But that second level got exposed so much, especially like the last few weeks. That's where offenses went and passed. It's like in pass coverage, the linebackers just wasn't fast enough. They didn't get enough depth. They didn't do anything enough to stop the offenses from attacking that level. I mean, with Nick Bosa coming back, that's just the most important thing is like we need to get pressure. That defense got no pressure whatsoever unless they schemed it up, And Nick Bosa went with Bryce Huff, I'm sorry, on the outside. Those first few weeks, they were just annihilating quarterbacks and they were ending games. But as soon as Bosa went down, that defense absolutely did nothing when it came to
that was the moment.
When it came to pressure, like, and that's why I say, like, I like that Thibodeau, pick because he's a youngster. Yeah, he's absolutely a trade. Like to go and didn't give up a second or a third or whatever it might be, a conditional fourth to maybe a third, depending on what he did. Kind of like what they did with Bryce Huff. He was someone they picked up from the Eagles, and if he got enough sacks, it would have been a fourth instead of a fifth. But I mean, he had 4 sacks in the first 5 weeks, and then he had 2 the last 9. So, it just showed the lack of the other side. And I mean, I think the middle is not too bad. CJ West and some of the youngsters that they've drafted over the last few years. Like I said, I think Mikael Williams is definitely someone I want to look for next year. So Mikael Williams looked like to me like a stud.
Word on the street is that Kyle Shanahan is looking to hire Gus Bradley.
Well, he's already in the staff. He's already in the staff. He was already in the staff.
If he gets the DC job, are you really so confident about all these guys taking the next step?
Well, like I said, he was already in the staff, and Robert Saleh was Gus Bradley was his teacher. So Robert Saleh can't replace Robert Saleh. You can't replace the DeMarco Ryans. You know what I mean? Like, those guys were fucking animals. Those are studs when it comes to defensive coordinators. But Gus Bradley is someone that was already on the staff. He was already an assistant head coach for the defense. So if you keep the continuity, I don't think it's gonna be like a Sorensen like they had a few years ago. This guy is actually an adult in the room. So it keeps the language the same. It keeps the defense the same. So it keeps, instead of having to all these youngsters that, especially in secondary and the linebackers, they don't got to learn nothing new. They don't got to figure no new verbiage and try to learn shit and figure stuff out.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's what I want. Yeah. My dream hire I want Uncle Sherm. I want Uncle Sherman to get. I need
Richard Sherman.
I need Richard Sherman to get off that desk and go put on a fucking Niner hat and go teach these fucking motherfuckers in the backside like some fucking Legion of Boom shit. You know what I mean? And fuck Seattle, but if you're gonna fucking post somebody like that, I mean, he's from Stanford. You know what I mean? Like he's a Bay Area kid. So I mean, like if you can go out there and be a defensive, assistant, same thing, assistant freaking head, a defensive head coach, and go out there and be a DB coach and just teach all those youngsters. I mean, because they're all fucking between the either first or third year. I think Demo's the Martin Lenore is the only one that's actually got to the fifth year yet and actually got paid. So the rest of those kids are second, third year, youngsters, and absolutely would love to see him in the back end of that, teaching these guys something different and do something like that. Because if Gus Bradley does get a fucking head coach, because it seems like all of our offensive corners all become especially off that Shanahan tree, that they're just going on and becoming head coaches somewhere else. At least that way, if we got someone in house again, like they tried it with Steve Sorensen, like, and it eventually it got watered down. Like you could only go inside the organization so much before this guy was like the video grapher of the fucking whatever and taking whatever the hell he was doing, and now we're gonna make him the defensive coordinator. He's like I was just taking video of the fucking cheerleaders, and all of a sudden I gotta be in charge of the defense. Like we got poached. We got poached so often, so much.
And now I'm right in
the
place.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like Porky's. He's putting his cock through the freaking goddamn hole right there. Like, hey. Like it was just. Come on now, dog.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, I'm tired of my own defense getting. All my defensive coordinators getting taken away.
Like Steve Wilkes. Move on to my team here.
I want to kind of tie your teams together because he was talking about the secondary and getting help. There's a kid from South Carolina named Brandon Cisse, right, who's going to be a really good corner. And he's now projected going in the late rounds. I think you both need him.
Yeah.
That would be a good draft pick at the end.
So secondary help is always great help.
Yeah, and you can never have enough secondary help. We definitely,
especially now and then, this NFL.
Yeah, like my Bears definitely. We thought we were deep in the secondary going into the season, and then we went into it and realized we weren't as deep as we probably needed to be. But I don't know about you guys. It got a little chilly in here because that means the Iceman arrived. Man, so with
he
the
deserves
Bears,
it. Like, hey, man, he played his butt off, man.
Yeah.
That team's going to be good moving forward. You guys should be proud. You got a new stadium. Didn't put a dome on it, but got a new stadium.
I mean, that last throw was ridiculous. That last throw was ridiculous.
That was amazing.
I gotta say, like that one.
It was amazing. We all knew it was coming. We were all
that one fourth down throw. Oh my god! Yeah. With that first one the week before, I thought he couldn't get past until he went 30 yards down the field and threw another one. I was like,
and the fact that they took Loveland was on the sideline. That's what got me. Because I'm like, oh man, they took out Colston Loveland and he's got to do a Hail Mary. It ain't going. Is it going to go to Cole Clement? Oh my God, it went to Cole Clement. And like we all felt it, dude. You can't even have to be a Bears fan.
That DB didn't even move. The great thing is that DB didn't move. He just like, what? That's over my head. He's like, oh shit, there's someone behind me.
Yeah, he went back towards the quarterback. He went right back towards the
quarterback. The offensive line didn't even block. They just let freaking Caleb Williams run 20 yards and just chuck it.
Yeah, it seemed that last play was definitely crazy. I mean, he when he started trailing backwards, like every Bear fan that we're watching their Bears, like,
no!
It's just an uh-oh moment because like that. I know that's not how it was.
No, you're fucked. Yeah, you're done.
Straight back 10 yards. Towards the other end zone, and then throw off your bat foot, and lob it. Like the camera guy couldn't even keep up with it. It seemed like it almost seemed like he was throwing it away at first, and then all of a sudden you see Komet there getting some separation and reeling it in. But like you said, he's we should have expected it by now. And after the last game, I told myself I'm not doubting this again because
You
throughout the season, it's like got so used to
crooked,
the
crooked left my
Bears.
house sad. Crooked left my house sad.
Moments there that you have some doubt. And
No.
I own a couple shares of Caleb Williams for my fantasy dynasty teams. I don't have too many because not a lot of 101s come by. But when I do have the 101, it's a super flex team, I will definitely draft a quarterback because even if I don't need that quarterback, that value is most likely going to go up at some point in time. Now is the time for Caleb Williams. And like his stock went through the roof. I can literally trade him for a quarterback and a number 1 pick.
Yeah, I mean, and it's especially if you're in a dynasty league where it rewards big play like points. I mean, he's definitely racking up those points and stuff. Because
he had a couple 50-pointers this year.
He's doing it.
A couple 50-pointers.
They're making the game longer by tying it up, going into overtime. Their defense is good, but injuries happen, and injuries happen this year. We saw Tyreek Stevenson; he was out like what, half the season. Didn't come back until the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. Juan, who was our guy for the Bears?
Edwards going down hurt. Edwards going down.
What, on defense?
Where?
On defense, other corner.
Nashon Wright?
Kyle Gordon?
Kyler Gordon.
Kyler Gordon.
Like
he got injured.
He had a game that game.
He had a season. He was a shutdown corner. Quiet shutdown.
Him and Brisker had a game that game.
But the other guy on the other side, Stevenson, when Stevenson went out and Kyler Gordon was still having a great game, there was holes. So my point being, like, you could still score on the Bears, which makes their offense great for fantasy football because they are going to and can put up points. They're going to have to.
Yes. That's what you love.
And that's why Caleb Williams, not only did his value go up because he made it to the playoffs and he's going to be the franchise quarterback for the Chicago Bears moving forward for the potential 10-year run.
He can paint his nose whatever he wants after that run.
Right.
Paint his nose
exactly. But his fantasy value doubled. He was a 101. And how do you double a 101? You could trade him for another quarterback and another first-round pick.
First rounder.
And that's Dynasty fantasy football. It's all about market value.
Yeah, absolutely. You're 100% right on that shit.
What are you doing with Swift, Kamish? What's happening?
Oh, man.
Is he hold contract? Are we moving on? Is it the Manungai show? Are we bringing in a free agent? What's going to go on in the back?
So I like Manungai. I don't think it's the Manungai show. I think the more common thing with these offensive now is a two-headed juggernaut. You know what I mean? Like, you really don't see the only guys that are one-headed juggernauts. You need is a Christian McCaffrey, is a Derrick Henry. Those guys, like,
what do you think about that? Ben Johnson likes that too, guy. Ben Johnson loves that two-headed monster. Yeah. So
Manungai needs the lightning to his thunder. You know what I mean? So, is it going to be Swift? That's a million. That's
maybe more
big,
a power
question.
Runner like a Nick Singleton from Penn
maybe
State.
Mark Fletcher.
Maybe. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like last season, like the Bears were one of those teams that a lot of teams, including myself, thought that they would go after a running back since it was so running back heavy this last draft. At some point in the draft, and the fact that they I think sometimes they got sniped. A running back went right before them, and then it just got to like, okay, well, the running back that we like now is a reach here. We could probably get him in the next round. It just kept on happening. Luckily, they were able to land on somebody like Kyle Manungai and was very serviceable as a second string, kind of came right in and almost from day one took the job from Roschon Johnson, who at the start of the season was the number 2 back. Yep. And then like by week 1 or 2 was not the number 2 back anymore. So
I didn't know who Manungai was for like halfway there. Who the fuck is this guy? This guy came in fucking ball record. Like, dude, he really came in. And I tried to put him in. I was the third person on a fucking waiver wire to not get his ass. I was like, holy shit. It was like, he came in real quick. Like, definitely was someone that if you didn't know who he was before you got him, you were going to get him right after. That was it.
The only reason why I didn't get him because we have a Bears fan in our dynasty team.
and he
Scoops
got him.
everybody
He
up
had the word,
so
yeah.
fast.
So I don't mind Swift. I thought Swift had a decent season. He had over 1,000 yards. He had 9 rushing touchdowns, and then had the
Career
1
season.
receiving touchdowns. Yeah,
Career
like
season for Swift.
No, he had a great season.
he didn't do that bad, at all.
And he's on a
No, he had a
2-year.
great season, bro. They both had or 800 yards like for the year, which like was the only team to do that. Like 2 different backs to
He was
accomplish
with
to
Ben
have
Johnson
that
in
much
Detroit.
yardage. So
I think Swift
absolutely.
gets paid.
I think
So,
I think
and
that's
that-
people.
that's-
I do.
and that may be part of the issue of trying to keep him and stuff. As much as Ben Johnson may want to keep him, and I know in the beginning I was part of that group where we're wondering, does Ben Johnson really like Swift, because he kind of got rid of Swift when he was with Detroit. Seemed to kind of utilize him pretty well, this year and stuff. So, granted, I don't know if there's somebody that he sees in the draft, like you were talking about, Juan, that he thinks can be a better version of Swift and can fit in that offensive scheme a bit better.
That'd be
But
interesting.
he is a good
He is
pass
in his
blocker
third
as
year.
well.
It was a 3-year deal. He has 1 year left.
He has
Okay.
one
They
more
have
year,
a
right?
potential out.
Okay.
No. So I'm saying like this next year he's under contract, right? 2026,
Mhm.
Swift.
Yeah.
Oh, then they're good. They'll
Okay.
keep him this year. They don't need to hit that in the
I
draft.
think,
That's good.
I think, they're not. I think they hold. I mean, they're right there at the cusp of making
So-
a
Yeah.
championship.
So then the other offensive question that I have for you, real quick, is my last question. I'll
I'm
stop asking
offensive
that
line
question.
then shit.
No, the offensive line is going to be okay, but they're going to be all right.
You need
What
a
I'm
But
worried
they
about-
bought the
edge
offensive line.
rusher.
They did buy their offensive line. That's what I'm saying.
So rank the 3 the 3 receivers, not the pass catchers. Rank the 3 receivers for me going into this year. I know it's in Dynasty, it's going to be Burden, Odunze, DJ Moore, but in redraft, what are you doing this year coming up?
That's a tough question. That's a really
I don't
tough
like any of
question.
them. Fuck, not a redraft. I'm
I mean, for
He said none.
honestly, because, and that's fair point, because for dynasty wise, or not dynasty wise, fantasy wise, these guys didn't put up like great numbers because they all had around 600 receiving yards.
Holmes started off hot as fuck and then fell off.
All around 50 catches, and no one had no more than 6 touchdowns. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's great football, real football wise, that the guy's spreading the ball around, but for fantasy, it's almost like a mix and match every day. You're kind of guessing which receiver is going to pop off and which one's not. And
Because Rome started off great.
You hate playing those games there. Rome did start off great, and it was the opposite there with Loveland. Loveland was the one that came on strong in the end, but at the beginning, a lot of the team players, the teams that drafted him, by week 4 were ready to cut him if they didn't already cut him, or week 5, because he just was not involved in the offense at all. But by week
DJ
9
Edwards came
and
out
10, he was one of those guys that you were scrambling to the waiver wire to see if he's still there, because he was starting to really get involved in the offense. So, but to answer your question, receiving wise in the redraft, real quick, I think, man, the drops from the drops from Rome is an issue. I want to say Rome, but he's dropping the ball way too damn much and stuff. In which you would hope he would get that shit out of his system year 2 and stuff. Burden to me is the most intriguing one because of his speed, the way he's able to cut once he does have the ball and make defenders look silly. I think I would be more intrigued with Burden, just because I'm not too sure what's going to happen with Moore. If they're going to move on for him and he's on with a different team, and even if he stays with the team, I know he's under contract. Even if he stays with the team, I've already seen now what his role is within his offense. He may not be a guy that gets you 1,000 yards. So Burden, on the other hand, is a new guy that was a rookie this year. Second year, they may look to get him more involved. Considering his rookie year, his numbers were very comparable to DJ, except for the touchdowns.
I think his numbers were even
he's cool
like,
Matthew Golden shit. He's
comparable
cool
to
Matthew
Roma
Golden.
Dunze. He didn't score too much. Yeah, like he was only 9 points away from Roma Dunze total fantasy points for the season.
Jeez,
and he did it in less time,
Yes,
and less targets, and he had more yards. And I'm sure if you elongated the season to the same amount of play, he probably would have had 2 more touchdowns. And remember that Luther Burden was a rookie, and it takes time to earn snaps. All right. So I like Burden. I like his value, especially in redraft, Juan. You mentioned that.
Yeah.
He's going to be a late round guy where you could take a flyer and feel kind of confident about it. He's going to be that
like
12th, 13th round wide receiver that you could hit and wind up, putting up some wide receiver 2 numbers or even a low end wide receiver 1 I
can actually see him
any given Sunday. But don't see it because Crooked hit it on the nail on the head, and I said it as soon as they got Luther Burden, and everybody went crazy when they got Colston Loveland, and I'm excited. I'm excited about those players, but he hit it on the head when he said Caleb Williams has a plethora. We'll use that word again of targets. All right, so like. If that's the case, the guy you want in the offense most and foremost is Caleb Williams. Same thing, like we're like, oh, who's the wide receiver in Jacksonville? I don't care. I want Trevor Lawrence. The guy throws all those wide receivers.
Absolutely.
And that's what the league is coming to. You see the teams that are having a hard time where they don't have that big knock you down running back. They like to scheme pass. They like to scheme slot pass, and they like to scheme crossing routes, especially with the tight end and an elusive wide receiver like Luther Burden or Amon-Ra St. Brown. Ring a bell? Sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. That's what I want. Who is going to be the Amon-Ra in that offense? That's what I was looking for.
I was going to say it earlier, but I had to work up to it.
Yeah.
I think Burden. If I had to pick a guy, I would think Burden.
That's what
I'm
going forward. And in Dynasty, the same
quicker than everybody else.
Dynasty, the same thing. Now I'm getting goosebumps because we mentioned Amon-Ra. But like Dynasty's the same thing. Because guess what? He did that in his rookie year. Roma Dunze didn't do much at all in his rookie year, if my memory serves me correct.
Yeah.
And DJ Moore is on the way out. We saw DJ Moore come in on filling in the role of Roma Dunze and getting those opportunities. He wasn't supposed to be in and on that play. Roma Dunze was out on the sideline when DJ Moore caught that pass in overtime. The first one.
Okay. The first one. Yeah.
Like those are the things that like the small things.
Don't make Crooked too happy.
Hey. I'm not saying he's Amon-Ra St. Brown because there's only one Amon-Ra. But if I had to put a name to someone on the Bears that reminded me of him, yes.
I just want him to have the role. He don't even have to play like him.
It's not DJ Moore. It's not Roma Dunze, dude.
All right. Then it's
the other thing that kind of low key concerns me about Rome is that stress fracture that he had in his foot that he got like around week 8 or 9 of the season and kind of tried to play through it, but you could tell that's when his numbers really took a dip. Yeah. And that was the reason why, is because he just
was why DJ Moore's numbers started going up as soon as I traded.
I know. I had them both of my teams. I already know. I had both of my teams.
I traded him for Travion Henderson, man. As soon as I traded him. Damn it.
But Juan,
both had on my teams.
I do think that the hot, and I noticed what you did where you said keep it strictly receivers there, because had you not said receivers, I would have fucking said the Colston Loveland is the obvious guy that I think going forward, Caleb and him are going to have even a stronger chemistry and connection than him and Rowan kind of had at the beginning.
But that's a sexy stack next year. Going into redraft, like that's going to be a lot of people's target stack. Because since you can't pick the receiver, you're going to go with, all right, Caleb's going to produce, and he's going to go to Loveland. Like, those are locks.
I'm telling you now, I hope you have live drafts, because if you get those live drafts, you can fucking influence people and get them like, oh, who got that guy? Who got that guy? Because, like, I've seen live drafts. I mean, it's one thing to do on your phone or tablet or whatever, but live drafts, ooh, I love to fucking get in someone's head. But, like, and just get into the head and just talk to someone next to me to fuck with someone over there. But like, I used to confused. Like, oh my god! Like, I'm telling right now, like those live drafts they hit different. That
just makes the case for Luther Burden even stronger, because we all agree that it is Colston Loveland. And you want to get the guy that's sleeping under everybody else's nose. You want that sleeper pick that's gonna boom. No one knew Amon-Ra was gonna be good before he was good. Well,
They didn't even know. He was bad for 10
They
weeks.
didn't even know how
He blew
good
up
he
in the last
was.
6 games of his rookie year. His first year, he was bad the first few weeks. Like, he was okay. He blew up, and he was like wide receiver 1. The rest of 2021, that's when you won and you got to the finals and shit with him, Chef. He came on late, and I feel like Burden came on late this year. So I'm feeling like there's a little bit of a connection. And next year, somewhere around 8,
100%.
9, where I'm thinking about, what third receiver I want, that he's going to be it. Burden.
Easily a good wide receiver 3 to have on your fantasy team.
I think so.
Redraft next year.
Nice flex next year.
The thing I'm hoping to see out of Caleb next season, I hope Ben can kind of talk him and to cut back on the big game hunting, because there's a few times where I see him maybe rolling out and you see the under receiver like a tight end or a running back there, and it's like, okay, he's open there, just get him the ball real quick. He's got space.
Take the base hit. Take the base hit. Yeah.
2 seconds later, he's on his ass.
You never
2 seconds later, he's on his ass.
That guy gets it. He busted a few tackles. Next thing you know, he's in the end zone like Loveland did. I hope he does that more often, because there's too many times this year where I see him doing that, and it seems like he's like, oh, I see the underneath guy, but I'm going to look to make sure there's no big play up there. Oh, there's no big play. Now I'm going to dump it to him. And by that time, he's already towards the sideline. He doesn't have much room to work with.
Yeah.
The linebackers have started to enclose him because they notice, hey, this guy's fucking open. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest gripe I kind of had with Caleb there, is I wish he would have used his legs a bit more as well.
Well, it's funny.
And
Same grab with Brock Purdy. Same grab with Brock Purdy. Like, sometimes it's just dump it down. Just dump it down and let that dude go eat. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, you don't got to be 30 down. You don't got to be 30 yards on the line every time. You don't got to make the highlight, ESPN. It's like dun. I just want to hear.
Yeah, but you know what? He can
get
do
a first
it. So
down.
let him do it.
Just get a first down. Just get a first down.
I love to see it. That's football, man. I love watching that. The shots that he took this year were brave. Did not work out the year before. And hopefully they will work out in the future, and we get to enjoy it. That's what it is.
Hopefully. Real quick, before I end the show here, let me just talk about the defensive side of the ball with the Bears here. We kind of touched into it a little bit. The really good player obviously was Kevin Byard. But unfortunately, him and Brisker are both going to be free agents. Nahshon Wright, who had a huge year out of nowhere, and he stepped up because of injuries. Tyrell Smith got injured. Kyler Gordon got injured as well. That's where they end up getting C.J. Gardner-Johnson and stuff, which he's a free agent. So losing having to choose between signing Nahshon Wright, Brisker, Kevin Byard, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, you know what I mean? You can't do it all and stuff. So it's really going to be interesting to see who they end up keeping. If I had to choose one out of all those guys there, I would reluctantly say Byard, but I'm hesitant because of his age. I would maybe give him another 2-year contract at max. I love Brisker, but I just don't. His injuries concern me. The fact that the guy,
It's his play style, the way he plays, he's always going to be hurt.
Yeah,
he's running downhill, buddy. He's trying to hurt people in the lane. Like, he's not coming down to play.
He's like Mustafa. Like, I love him when he's on the field. I just need him to stay on the field, though. I was like, damn.
But all those safeties, Hufanga, who you loved earlier, you were talking.
Yeah, shit. Another one I missed.
I'm trying to come down and take somebody's head off.
Yeah, and Nahshon Wright, like, he's one of those intriguing guys, because I don't know how much I can really believe in the season that he just produced. He had a Pro Bowl, even though they make the Pro Bowl. He did have a Pro Bowl alternate worthy type of a season there with the amount of turnovers and interceptions he had. But at the same time, he was 50-50. If he wasn't causing a turnover, he was getting burned bad. Yeah. So it's like, who's the real you? Like, what if I give you a big time contract? Am I going to see more of that Nahshon Wright that gets burned more often? Or are you going to clean that shit up and turn into the other Nahshon Wright that was a turnover machine? I
think they let him walk. I think they let Wright walk.
I think so too. I think he's going to get a big contract somewhere. With the season that he had, I mean, he's a free agent. This is
I
the
think
first time he's
Because
going
they
to get
can't
a
pay
payday.
everybody.
Go get it. Go get your
Briscoe's
bag.
going to get paid too by somebody else. You can get Byard back cheap though.
Yeah, I
you can
think so
sign
too.
Byard
He
pretty cheap
wants
because
to
of his
come
age.
back too.
Yes, that's another thing too.
So, Stevenson was hurt at the beginning, but then
he's still.
I think he
Stevenson's
kind of
still
ended
under
up.
contract.
Yeah, and
he's
then
on the
that's the
rookie
thing.
deal.
He kind of almost lost his job to Nashawn Wright there because of how Nashawn Wright was kind of making plays, basically.
Right.
But if he goes, you do have Stevenson still, who is maybe on the last year of his rookie contract, I think, as
Take
well.
the boy Cisse from South Carolina.
Okay.
Telling you, he's going to be good.
Okay. On the defensive line of the ball, that was basically our biggest hole there. We could not get any pressure with their front four at all. The thing that sucks about our defense is we have so much money invested on that defensive side of the ball, and more than likely we're going to have to invest more. Like, it wasn't enough because Grady Jarrett, cost a lot, did okay. Dio Dengbo
He's old.
cost, and Grady Jarrett's old too. Dio Dengbo is a new big flat splash free agent signing last year that didn't do much of anything at all, and he got injured. I mean, that sucks, but
Booker was good.
like, Booker was good. Yeah.
Revelation. Like on the other side of Montez Sweat, like that's a good book. Like you have two good defensive ends.
Rookie contract. He's still under a rookie contract as well.
Yeah.
So he's a bright new shining star piece that I'm intrigued with. Looking forward to him developing even more. Sweat, I'm hoping they can restructure Sweat's contract and kind of give us some more cap room because he's making a lot of money. They may have to do the same thing with DJ too because he's making a lot of money to clear up some cap space.
Linebackers too.
Yeah, Tremaine Edmonds is making a lot of money. He may be a cap casualty if they can't get him to restructure.
So
but the other thing too is we need to find somebody solid to replace TJ Edwards because he's one of those guys that had a late season injury. He's not going to be nowhere near ready at the beginning of the season.
You got a lot of cap space to do it though.
You
guys have a lot of money.
Do you have enough cap space that maybe you would like Bradley Chubb since you're having problems with defensive ends? I'm trying to pawn off all my bad Dolphins on you guys, and it hasn't worked not one time. I can't sell Tyreek. I can't sell, Bradley Chubb. Come on, man.
Take Thibodeau to the Bears, right?
Yeah. When Mouse said that, I was thinking, that would work out. But no, Chubb, like the rub-a-dub Chubb, like very possibly, very, very, very possibly there. I mean, I'd much rather, depending on what his cap is and whatnot.
We'll take Sweat for him.
I don't know if we're winning at that point anymore. But, I would hate to see him go to Green Bay because that was a name that you mentioned to where maybe he goes to Green Bay to fill up that spot for Parsons, since Parsons is going to be
for the year, rent a player. I think with Green Bay it works with them having history, and if they give us Luke Van Ness to fill out the year, and he's a rent a player because he's on his last year of his rookie deal, I think that works out for both parties. So that's a possible trade. That we were talking about that one off air, Chef. It's just I'm trying to find a way to get rid of some of this cap money. Like since we're doing this exercise, I was like, "Ooh, Dolphins are in trouble. Let me see if I can help. Where do I send Bradley Chubb?" And I was like, "Well, send him to Green Bay. Give me Luke Van Ness, and then
you're playing magical manager without me.
I'm playing GM. You're gonna thank me later for playing GM for your Giants this year with the number 5 pick. You'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, guys, did you have any thoughts on what I went over with the Bears? Your perspective on that at all before we kind of put a button on the show?
Nah, like I said, I agree with your take with Luther Burden. I think it's a strong take. I think it's going to last into the season, into draft season next year. Hopefully, he doesn't move up too high on your board, and he kind of just sizzles there in the 12th to 13th round, like we talked about. And Colston Loveland's a stud.
Yeah. Caleb Williams in a 2 QB draft league. Is he the first worthy of a number 1 QB spot in a flex QB super flex league?
Yes.
Especially because you're still more comfortable with the 2. Chef.
I'd still say if I'm going for a startup right now, I'd still have to say Josh Allen.
No.
See,
Yeah, no question. But just
no. He's saying not even number 2. See, that's how high he has him, though, Kamish. He's got him up high because he's not talking about number 12 and a QB2 like you're talking about. He's talking about number 2 overall.
No, I know.
right.
He was going in the first round of rookie startup not rookie startup, sorry, startup drafts last year or the year before. He was going in the back of the first round. He should still go, like, he's up there. He should be probably
he's my QB1, I'm telling you.
I don't know about all that, but
not the QB1, but I'm saying I'm okay with him being my QB1. Like I'm
I'm okay with him.
You take Jaden Daniels, you take a couple guys.
He's definitely in the top 10 QB. Like, he's in the top 10 QB.
He has some 50 pointers in our Dynasty last year.
For Dynasty, he's a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, he threw some 50-point games up, so he's definitely a QB1.
Yeah, I just don't like, there's probably 5 guys I'll take over him, 5 or 6 maybe in the Dynasty startup. So he's a lower end QB1, but definitely I wouldn't mind him being my QB1.
Hey, well, hopefully if you're starting another fantasy season, if you're in your redraft, he can be your QB1 going. Hey, Brian, thanks for checking us out. We're about to wrap it up here. Last year on Tremaine's contract, who will be the middle linebacker when he's gone? That's a good question. I did like what DeMarco Jackson did, and his when he did step up. Obviously, he's probably not starter material, but it will be a good question as far as who they can go out and get. If they could get Trey Hendrickson, maybe in free agent wise as well,
that'd be huge.
To pair up, that would be a monster signing as well.
Talk
but
about you're
dreaming right now. I love that.
Number
dream.
one free agent on the
going to Detroit.
I'm pretty sure he's on everybody's wish list right now.
Well, guys, normally we don't go 2 hours, but we had a lot to talk about, talking about Dynasty, doing things a little bit differently. So I thank you guys for staying.
Put this back here real quick.
This fucking guy.
Champ is here.
Put that back real quick.
So, guys, thank you for showing up on the show and coming back to the clubhouse and checking us out. Juan, thank you for making your first appearance, and for both of you guys.
Hey, come back.
Absolutely. Minute it to 1.
Please come back. So both of you guys, please let us know, where can the good people in the clubhouse find your work here? Please plug your show.
So you can find us at the Tilt is Real on YouTube, and you can check us out on, what is it? X? Yeah, X.
Twitter.
At the FF.
Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter.
At the FF Juan of a kind.
Yes,
yeah, man. Check us out. Give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. We'll be kicking off our regular show, obviously, next season, but we always have some off-season goodies that we like to talk about. Maybe have a couple off-season things. We did have an off-season show 2025.
We'll get you ready for the draft
again. Yeah,
we'll get you ready for the draft in August. Stay tuned. We'll be around. The chef, the Tilt is Real. I'm at FF One of a Kind. Thank you for having me on the Clubhouse. I've been always wanting to say this way, Clubhouse. I got to meet the mouth from the Bay. I got to hang with the I love, and I'm thankful that always fills in our show. This was so dope, bro. Thank you. It was a lot of fun. These team breakdowns. We should do something else before we get to the draft, because I feel like we had a lot of draft talk.
Let's go.
So thank you guys for having me right here. And as
I'll ring the bell.
We got to talk about fantasy football. Today was dope.
You put it out into the ether. That means, it'll come true. So, I mean,
it's out there now.
We're in the universe.
We're doing a live draft spectacular.
Oh, boy.
Oh, what?
What?
We're going to do a simulcast. We're doing a collabo simulcast, both pods. Okay.
Make me buy the business line of StreamYard.
Yeah.
Start my GoFundMe now.
Right. Because it will be needed for sure. Funds will always be needed here. But guys, dude, thank you so much. I can't wait to get back on your show. Like, they mainly go on Sundays right before game time. Is
10 a.m., baby. 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Yes. They are based in the East Coast, so they start a little earlier for us here in us Arizona folks. But if you're a fantasy junkie like the Mouth, I, and R, and all of, I know you guys in the chat are too. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be up already, especially if there's a game going across the pond being played.
Those pond games, you gotta watch out for those pond games. Those fuckers fucking hurt.
But
Watch
please
us,
check
not
these
London.
guys out. Yeah. Check them out, guys. You may see myself, like I said, sometimes I'm a substitute tilter from when these guys, some real life stuff
You
comes
part
up.
of the Tilt Squad, bro.
Yes, sir. Tilt Squad.
No, I appreciate it, guys. I really do. Like I said, can't thank you guys enough. You guys gave me that go ahead, that push, you can do it, kid thing,
Absolutely.
and to do the show and stuff. So, like I said, really can't thank you guys enough. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your evenings to join us here. I know it's getting late over there on the East Coast, but million thank yous. I appreciate it. Mouth on the Bay, thank you for always being a good co-host. And
like I'm just saying, like it wouldn't be us if it wasn't for Tip. Those Tilt guys, fucking much love, everything out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have got this from the Crooked Commish, Chicago Clubhouse. You know what I mean? I gotta put that out there. Yeah, I gotta just say it. Nothing but love. It's nothing but love. Nothing but love.
Oh man. All I can say to that is, where the fuck is this at, man?
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes.
Shut up, you fucking cockroach. You fucking cockroach.
Be safe out there. Be good out there. Be good. Remember, at least be good at it. Peace.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Crooked was a sheep.
Put the hell up with this.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
Coming back.
Love that shit.
We expect that.
And now it's all over.